What up, though? What up, though? Ledge here. I'm live. Brought to you and sponsored by 420 Brand Clothing. Shop at 420brandclothing.com. Get 10% off your purchase. Use my name Ledge as the promo code. Once again, it's 420brandclothing.com. Got that shot the way. Let's get to chopping this shit down. As you can see on your screen, there's top 10 lists for battles of 2019. There are 3 lists to the left in order. That's Let's Talk Battle Rap. That's their list. You know, that's Vlad, that's France. I'm sure they all came together in a real, legit huddle and whatever, came out with their list. In the
Mhm.
middle, Ledge, me, that is my list. That's my top 10. You can throw stones at it, do what you wish. On the far right is my man De Jesus. He has joined us tonight to break down his list, which as I'm looking at it, is probably the most um out there as far as just names that others haven't said. Not that I'm mad at
Yeah.
it, but when I see Bangs and Chef Trez in there and
hmm
Emerson Kennedy versus Jay Nightwing, which is a fire battle. And no, yeah, you went all the way far right with your shit. But De Jesus, my guy, you can find him on Twitter. He'll give you the handle shortly. But no, man, this is a a list that has a lot of debates going on. France from Let's Talk Battle Rap has said he was going to join us shortly. Yeah, let's talk about your list, De Jesus, man. Why? How did you comprise this top 10 list, man? And salute for having Kid Chaos and Jay Kruger, because that was the biggest gripe with
Hell
me
yeah,
when it came
man.
to
That
France list. That he was bugging.
facts. Well, the first thing that I wanted on my list was some variety. If you have a top 10 battles of the year, like definitively saying these are the top 10 battles, you wanna find battles where there's, punches, someone spinning multis, maybe some performance, some comedy,
Hmm.
entertainment value. Like a lot of people have this sort of this idea that the more entertaining battles aren't how things used to be. So whereas I have like a Pat Stay versus Shotgun Shug, I still got a Chess versus Geechee. So I don't know. I also like the freestyles too. Like I feel like freestyling is a big part of this culture as a whole, and that's why I had to have Bangs versus Trez on there. I thought that
Mm,
was a great battle.
yeah, I'm not
But
gonna hold you. Chef Trez versus Bangs. Let me ask you this: does it matter? Does it determine, like, would you put a top 10 together comprised of people who might have had dope battles but lost like all three? Because a lot of people got Chef Trez kind of winning that all three
3-0ing
rounds.
him, I don't see it that way.
Okay,
That's why.
all right.
Because I feel like it was a battle where it's like everybody wanted that. They have similar styles and they both freestyle, and I feel like it just lived up to the bill like completely. I don't think this one is a matter of win or loss as much as it is the talent that they're displaying.
Mm. Now you didn't have Disaster versus Danny, uh,
No,
as important of a battle for any coast. I would say for the West, that was like their everything this year when it comes to solidifying spots and tiers. When it comes to who runs the West, who's having the best year, who's like putting on for that side, and it was a very competitive battle. I would say about I wouldn't say all 3 rounds, but a good 2.5 to 3 rounds from Danny and a full three from Diz. Possibly, you could argue that's a top 10 battle of the year, and its magnitude. When you did your
you
list, are you
could.
wiping away magnitude, like as far as importance and impact and things like that, and you're just going?
Surely, man. Like a purist, a hip hop, a battle rap purist will look at my list and be like, "Where's Verb versus Lux?" Like if it came
Mmm.
to magnitude and impact, that would be near the top really.
Okay.
And I think LTBR had it at number 9.
Yeah.
So for me, the magnitude, I'm really looking for fights. I'm looking for fights and entertainment value.
So your list was
Uh,
strictly a back and forth thing. What?
Right, exactly. I mean, a lot of people, for example, for Lux versus Verb, for me, no matter how much you go back to that battle and say it was hitting all rounds, that first round wasn't hitting, man. Like,
Whoa,
like
from
Verb,
neither, like not even
Verb
Lux.
left. What was that?
Not even Lux round, like his first. You wasn't feeling the Lux
Nah,
first.
man. I feel like France in his recap, he said it perfectly. I feel like Lux left it open for Verb to beat that round, and Verb just didn't. And that's it. immediately that battle was a letdown for me.
Damn, damn, that hurt.
Like if we're looking at a Kid Chaos versus Jay Kruger, they're both starting off with energy. Like they're already at each other's necks, just going like name flips, bars, just going crazy.
That's
That's not
true.
what I got from Lux Verb. I can't
But you
front.
can't expect that. This is like a different. I don't know. It's like a different
No,
sort of
you're
game
right.
plan and strategy. Like when Verb and Lux got so much history on each other. Like I like comparing battle rap to boxing. I never really like to compare it to basketball because a lot of the references are more comparable with boxing or MMA. So it's like when you're going against somebody that you've been following or studying for a long time, you tend to be a little more timid when you know the term. It's a fill out contest. Pause for anybody that's pause word like to pause a lot, but you know what I mean. Like in the first round, if we're
Yeah.
boxing and I know you really well, I'm not gonna just throw haymakers out the gate. I'm a
Yeah, yeah,
jab.
no,
I'm a
that's fair.
jab
I'm
a
a,
lot in the first round, just to
right.
see like where your reflex game at. Are you a counter
All
guy?
right, so
Things
let
like
me let
that.
me ask you then, Ledge, why isn't it on your list?
We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. But no, the reason it's not on my list is because I felt like you can't have as bad of a third round as Lux did and be in the top 10. That that
Right.
that is the single. I'm positive. I've watched all the Lux battles. Even there's some unreleased battles that I was privy to, but like with him rapping outside against people. Like I haven't
Yeah.
seen a round from Lux that bad. That was by far his worst round he's ever spit. Even when he got 3-0
Right.
by Mook, his rounds was better than his third against Verb.
So imagine that. Who do you have winning the second round in that battle?
I edged Verb in that battle, in that
That's my
round.
thing. So it's becoming a little I'm not I can't say clear because we all know
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah. We ain't about to get
what
into
all
that.
weighs on this battle, but yeah, it's not one of them back and forth, dog fights. That's what I'm looking for.
Nah, I feel that, man. I feel that. You got Jada Nightwing and Emerson Kennedy. That's like a
Hey
real
man,
niche type of battle. That's fire though. But like, why do you got it so high? Or is this even in
it's
order? Is this no
eh,
particular order, or is this an order?
no particular order, no
Oh, okay.
particular
Oh,
order.
you that's the
Because
bailout.
if I
That's a
put these in
bailout.
order, it is it is. But if I put these in order, man, it's a lot more contentious. I feel like these 10 battles are just battles you could look at and be like, yeah, that could be a battle of the year. But
Mm.
yo, EK versus Jay, bro, it was back and forth rapping for 3 rounds and like good rapping. So I know there's a lot of people who that doesn't fit their taste, but to me that shit was hitting. Like I'm looking for people who are rapping. Like I wanted to put Real Sick on this list so bad because he was rapping well all year. And I think his best battle was against Maverick, which made my honorable mentions. So by the way, I have like a list of 15 battles in my honourable mentions.
That's crazy. I
So
probably could
I,
comprise the us 15 as well. I would probably put Real
bro,
Sick. I thought Real Sick and Eddie I was better than Real Sick and Maverick personally.
the thing is with that one is Eddie I started to go like down. Like his he wasn't elevating throughout the battle. It was, he was like
Uh,
kind of just keeping pace. Whereas Real Sick, I think he was like it was at some point he wasn't even edging rounds. He was just clearly winning. So I
yo,
don't know, man.
I
But
think
EK, for people who watch that, man, like you said that's, Diz versus Danny is the West putting on. Yo,
yeah,
they put on for the West for real, and it was a headlining battle.
it was. I got a gripe with Danny Myers and Mac Myron being on here low key.
Hmm.
And if
Okay.
and that sounds blasphemous because when it first came out, it was that's how it was a good year, man. 2019 was a good year because
Yeah.
when a battle like that comes out, usually it stays with what if you got it top 5, top 10, the year usually don't get better as the year goes along, so it kind of stays wherever it was. Like if you got it top 5 when it came out after a month, it's usually going to stay there. But so many dope battles came surpassing it, and also when you look back, I'm not one to be like, yo, the gas helped. I'm not quick to go to that, but I do think it was a little noisy in there for some things that was like kind of things I've heard before. Also, we ain't gonna talk. We gonna talk about Danny Paulsworthy bar of the millennium in that third when he tried to rebuttal and was talking about your girl gave me the pipe.
Oh, no,
That
no,
was
no,
crazy.
no. Relax,
Yeah,
relax.
that was
Okay,
said.
okay.
That was
So
said.
here's
He's
my thing: is that this battle to me, for the first quarter of the year, I think it was one of the clear battles of the year,
facts.
and I think it wasn't until like Gnome 9 where other battles started to get into the conversation. So that you asked me earlier, and I'm kind of contradicting myself now. That held weight to me because in the first quarter of the year, everybody had Danny Myers versus Mac Myron as like one or two on that list.
Hmm.
And I don't know, man. That was a dogfight of just straight punches. Like I fuck with all styles in battle rap. So when I see Mac Myron and keep in mind too, I don't think Mac Myron elevated to that point throughout the year. So I don't know if he
That's
had three or
true.
four battles, but I think that was his best performance of the year.
That's true. That's definitely his best performance of the year that had a lot of people like. I think that battle got him the band look.
Yeah,
I
low
think
key he let us down with the band.
he did. He
Low
did.
key.
Yeah, that battle shouldn't have been debatable with Ryder. But
And the other thing too, man, is replayability. I will go back to the battle right now and just be like, holy shit. Like it, yeah, it's one of them.
I ain't mad at that.
But
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Is it me?
I
Okay,
feel like
go
go ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. No, go no.
I was gonna say I feel like that's the one where if anything I would swap that one out, but it I don't know, it just carries weight. Just for being one of the top in the first quarter of the year. Like an entire quarter of the year, man. So I
Mm,
can't just like bump it out.
I ain't mad at that. I wanna ask you about Pat Stan Sugar. We all got it in our top 10. I personally don't have it as high as y'all. Like, what's about Pat Stan Suge that got? Because I see a lot of people saying that. My man, what's his name? That he's like super negative on Twitter all the time, but he retweets me a lot. PR dude AM or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's hilarious.
He's
Shout
a
out Am.
Yeah, but he's been campaigning for that battle. Well, I wouldn't say campaigning, but he praises that battle very highly. He thinks Pat Stay and Suge is better than Geechee Gotti and Chess. And I just no, not Geechee Gotti and Chess. He thinks it's better than
I
Surf and
was
Geechee Gotti. He thinks Pat Stay and
okay.
Suge is better than Sue Surf and Geechee Gotti. You
All right.
talk
Now
about that.
this one's a little weird because I'm glad you said that because I got Pat Stay versus Suge being a better overall battle because of the entertainment value. My thing with that battle specifically is that Suge, where people have been saying he's getting bodied all year and he's getting 30'd, I think he's elevating to the point of his, of his opponents. So whenever it came to Rum Nitty, Suge was rapping. Whenever it came to Pat Stay, Suge was performing. He had his whole backpack on and everything. I feel like it was a really good back and forth that even if you have Pat edging every round or winning every round, it don't really to me it's like it's still an entertaining potentially classic battle. When I look at Serve versus Gotti, I think it was a good back and forth, but that one to me it's a little more uneven because I have the way I look at battle rap, I have Surf winning like 30,
Whoa!
and yeah,
Wait.
that's why
Time
I
out.
don't like to talk about that
No,
battle
you
much
don't.
because
No, you don't got. I
like
know
it
you ain't got Surf 30 and Geechee. I know you ain't say that.
Man, yo, by the bottom of the first, if you think that Geechee had a chance in that first round, we don't look at it the same. And that's what I came out with from that battle, which makes it even better in my opinion.
No,
It's my
no.
battle of the year. That's the only reason it's highlighted. So
I do got Surf. I always say this when I talk about that battle. The clearest round to me is the first with Surf. I think he got that round clearly.
yeah.
But that second and that third, I don't see how we just overlooking the shit that Geechee was. No, I'm not.
No, no, we're not though. That's why it's my battle of the year. It's just that when it comes to like face to face with Pat Stay versus Suge, I feel like one of them has real um I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to say mainstream, entertainment value, but
Mm.
it's at another level of battling. That's the way I see it. It's at
Well,
another
yeah,
level.
it's a gumbo. It's a gumbo, in that, and everybody
Yeah.
loves gumbo, damn near. But I get it. But I feel like I think we're giving extra credit, bonus points to Suge because that was like his most complete battle in a long time.
You
Like,
wouldn't be wrong, bro.
so
You wouldn't be wrong.
I think we be doing.
Cause yo, I expected him to get bodied. Like I truly did, bro. Like I'm looking at that battle like, yo, Pat Stay is wigging. How is Suge keeping up right now? And that's why after the battle it became a classic to me. And I don't
Mm,
I don't ever call classics. I hate people overusing that word. But the moment that
You
battle finished, I was like, classic. I'm
you
gonna
think
watch it again, and I'm
Suge
gonna enjoy it
versus
just as
Pat
much.
Stay? I just
Yes,
need is somebody in the chat in the Discord. Do y'all agree with that? Is that a classic to anybody in here? I'm. I don't know
they're
why.
probably gonna say
It's
no.
something weird about that battle that I just don't rank it as. I got it in my top 10. It's definitely a top 10, but I'm seeing it in the top 3 and top 5s of a lot of lists. And I'm trying. I maybe the last time I watched it was a month ago. Maybe I need to watch it again. Shout out to Selvin. He said that was one of the best Suge performances of 2019. It's probably the best. Probably the best Suge of 2019.
Yeah, the
Um,
best.
I think he
That's the
better.
thing is like he kept up, man. He kept up with Pat Stay. Pat Stay makes people look crazy, bro. You can't just put anybody in front of Pat Stay. And damn, I'm gonna just keep going. Fuck it, because I make hot takes all the time.
Go ahead.
Suge is kind of just anybody.
Wait,
I hate to say it.
Suge is what?
Suge is kind of just anybody, quote unquote. You can't put just anybody in front of Pat Stay, and Suge is that guy. And
Wait. What do you
Suge
mean Suge is kind of
showed
just
levels.
anybody? What do you mean by that?
Well, we already minimized his impact on the culture to him being a gatekeeper, which to me is kind of lowballing his, his impact overall. So I don't know. I
I,
feel like it was. I feel like it was a mismatch, man. I had no, like I said, I had no faith in Suge going into that battle at all. I don't think anybody did.
I don't think anybody had Suge winning, but I think Suge is any battle whether I got Suge winning or losing, I always give him the first round because that's when he's at
Right, the
full.
first, right.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
I'm saying. But for all three, bro,
nah.
hell no.
No, I ain't mad at that. What do you say? Shout out to Visuel, my man from the Union, said it has its lows. My man Rose, shout out to King Rose, said best Suge, but I don't know about top 3 battle. Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all top 5 and 6 and 10 battles is like because it's been a lot. It was a really good year this year, well last year, even especially with the volume. I feel like volume 5 put a monkey wrench in a lot of shit because it was so many dope battles on that card by itself, and it
I
happened at
think
the end of the
I think
year.
before that, Born Legacy 8 did, bro. Cause I want to put like 4 battles from Born Legacy 8 on this list.
You want to put four?
Like,
You want to
I
put? Wait,
want to.
what's
I really
talking
do.
about? Born
Cause
Legacy in Cleveland
yeah, cause
with
so I
that.
already got Misfit versus
So
Official,
Misfit
and I
versus
already got
Official, Av versus Ill
Ab versus
Will.
Ill Will.
What's the other two?
So Chess
JC
versus Danny was kind of crazy.
Oh no, no,
It,
we not, no, no, no. You reaching? That's a
th-
reach. That's
it
a
was it
reach.
was kind of, bro. The thing is that the battle got like interrupted and shit, but they were kind of going in.
No, it was a good battle, but top 10 battle.
No, no, not at all. That's
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
saying though, is that like it was one of my, let me take that shit off the list, but that event was crazy. So after that event, I didn't think it could get better, and it did with Volume 5.
Yeah, no, no. Born Legacy 8 was one of the top 5 events of the year, in my opinion. Like, even though
Yeah,
we didn't see it as a pay per view, as a collective, but the shit that
right.
was coming out from that event was even like the PGs that happened in Cleveland. I believe that was
Yeah,
Chase
man.
Paper and True Foe. I seen Vixen the assassin and Taylor J. So it was that whole weekend seemed like it was dope, man. I should have took that initiative when they extended the invite and went. That was sad about that.
Oh man, I wish you would have. I wish
Yeah,
you would have gone. Like in the
yeah, that'd been
building
great.
recap by you, and then I think LTBR was there too. Shout out to them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, it would have been fire, man. I definitely blew that up. But let me see what else we got. That where? Hold on, wait a second. I just realized something, brother. You don't
oh shit.
have A Ward and Ilmac.
No, no.
What is that?
Yo,
You didn't see.
matter of
You
fact,
know what? Let's keep it real.
no, I
Y'all are
did. Here's the thing though.
URL babies. Y'all didn't watch Town Business 2. We ain't about to act.
No, no, no. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
All
This
right.
is what happened with that battle, bro. I had a mini debate with France earlier about this shit, and he was feeling the same way in that I kind of have it a little debatable, but I didn't like after the first 2 rounds. I was like, this ain't it. Already, it wasn't living up to my own expectations of Word versus Ilmac, right? Um, he thinks that Ilmac was running away with that battle clearly, so I don't even know how it made his list, to be honest. It's number 10 on his list, and I feel like there's at least 5 battles that are better back and forths than that battle alone, especially Kid
What?
Chaos versus Kruger.
What?
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm on that type of time.
Yo. So wait. How many times did you see A Ward versus Ilmac? That's important.
I only watched it once. I only
Oh,
watched it
okay.
one time. Um, I said this earlier. I feel like his Ward's third round is a little. It's great, but it's kind of a buzzkill. It was like a. I don't know, man. They were on two different like waves in that battle. They both had a different objective, and I feel like when they came to the third, that was like highly evident. Like I couldn't play that just the third round. I couldn't play it. Whereas many of these battles, I could play just the third round or the second or the
Third
first.
round
But
had
just the
the
third round for that battle,
A Ward had the best rebuttal of the year. Or
he
one of I
yo
don't want to say that. I don't want to say it. He had a top
he had
five
one
rebuttal
of
of the year.
yeah yo and Ilmac was rebuttaling too.
He
And Ward
was.
was talking to his soul, but like how much do we know Ilmac to know about? Okay, maybe like hardcore fans might know about Ilmac and alcoholism and stuff. I don't know that much about him, so that angle was like a personal angle where it's like I'm not sure how much that hits
Dog, some of the
because
most
it's like okay, you're talking, but
we dissing we not giving credit. We dissing angles now. We dissing the personals. That's what we doing.
no, that's not what I'm saying. It was like it was a really deep. The way he was performing that, it was like he was really talking to Mac. Like he
That's dope. That's
fuck
what
the
make it
crowd.
dope. That's what like what are you talking about? It affect
No,
it.
you're right. It is dope. That's the thing is that it's just not battle of the year material for me, man. And
Wait,
especially
what?
with Mac beating him in the first two rounds, like it's like okay, now we're kind of
And see
you know what
now,
I'm
see that's
saying?
subjective because a lot of people. There's some people who had it 1-1 going into the third. Like
Yeah, yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. Like to me, what I judge on battle of the year is like 3 rounds above average from both MCs.
right.
Despite who you have winning, even if you got a 3-0, like I'll go back. I always go back to this battle for a good reference as somebody who got 30, but they were above average themselves in all 3 rounds.
Yeah,
I
fair, fair. Like
my,
kind of
my
like
my
so.
my reference,
Yeah,
my point of reference is always JC versus Chef Trez. I just felt like Chef Trez would have beat damn near anybody else that night. JC was just on one because that was his return and
right,
he had
right.
a
Or
point to prove.
Cortez versus O Red. I hear you.
Yeah,
It's just, bro. Like it's like if I put it this way, I'm pretty sure that when Trez versus Word drops, it's going to be a better battle than that. And then at that point, the lists are looking crazy. Because then it's like, well, how many battles are better than that? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't put it. It might be like number 15 or something like that.
you are
I don't know,
bugging.
man. Here, I'll put it in perspective. I think that Chiller versus Real Deal 2, as in the rematch, the initial match of their,
Yeah,
chain contention in this year,
yeah, yeah.
I feel like that battle was better.
I'm not mad at that. I got when I did the rankings for the best battles of Town Business 2, I had the 1 and 2, but I had Mac and Ward first, and Real Deal and
Uh,
Chilla
It's
second.
fair. I mean, they're both. I'm pretty sure to both of us, they're top battlers.
Town
So
Business 2 was probably is a top 3 event of the year.
yeah, that shit was
Is
insane.
yeah, Town Business 2, Gnome, and Volume 5 are the 3 best events of the year, hands down to me.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Facts.
moving on, man, I feel like you did something a little bit blasphemous by having again you did no I ain't gonna say blasphemous. I'm gonna say you really no wait because this is in order,
Yeah,
dog. So
no,
you
it's
think
not. It's not in order. The only battle I have highlighted is Surf versus Gotti because I think it's the battle of the year. But if you want to put it in order, like low key, fuck it.
I think it's in order. I think it looks like an ordered because Misfit and Official. I want to talk about this battle now. Keep it a buck. Are we doing this? I'm someone who punches for the ladies
Yo,
faithfully.
don't ask that. Don't ask it, bro. Don't
You,
ask it.
you,
Just let it slide.
I'm
I
one.
already know what you're about to ask me.
I punch for the ladies all the time. I want this before somebody clip this and like throw this out on Twitter. I make sure you put this part in there, right? I got it on my list too, so I can't like don't. I got it 10th though, but did you? I'm asking you personally. Did you put it on there because you felt like you had to throw just to show some love to the ladies, or do you honestly feel it's one of the 10 best battles you've seen this year or last year?
Both.
Okay, you being honest. I just wanted to,
Yeah,
just wanted.
both. Because like I mean that's what I'm saying. Like you already initially asked me a question where I'm contradicting myself already, but yeah, I guess I do give like some sort of I don't know, some leeway towards battles that might hold some weight. The
Mm,
thing is, it can't be too much because it's like, again, like I would have Lux versus Verb on here just off principle. So there's some things I factor in where it's like, okay, that one kind of, that was a hot battle, bro. When it dropped, everybody was talking about that battle. Everybody knew that Misfit was coming off a really good performance. I think it was versus Farah and
who?
official, wasn't it versus Farah?
Who is Farah?
Farrah funeral. I don't know how you want me to say that shit. Farrah.
It's definitely fair. I ain't never heard
Oh,
nobody say, "Who the fuck is Farah?" Yo, you
it's an
wild.
Overwatch character. I'm a nerd.
That's
But
crazy.
Farrah funeral, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, and official was coming off that really good Summer Impact performance. So I don't know. I think it was a really good battle, man.
Nah, I
I
agree.
think it was just a really good battle.
I
And I'd watch it back. I'd watch it back. I mean, I would you?
No, it got replay value. I think the reason I got a 10th because it barely made it. It barely made it for me because the third round kind of tapered off. O started strong, but finished weak. No, she started kind of weak and finished strong. And then the reverse happened for Misfit, and Misfit started kind of like freestyling, and it kind of just fucked up her. Like she had some hits in the freestyle, then she had some misses. I don't know. It was a
Yeah.
choppy round from her, but it was cool. But I wish it would have ended the way the first round happened. Like that first round
Right.
from both
Right.
was
I agree
just
with that.
was shots everywhere. I love that shit, but yeah, no. But I gotta ask you though, how much battle rap from last year did you watch of the women though?
That's the thing, bro. I didn't watch much. I'm gonna just be real. I didn't watch much. I mean, of course, I watched the app battles, but aside from that, not really.
Yeah, man. And how
It's fucked
much?
up. It's fucked up. But like, you know, I'm always with the movement still. I fuck with shout out Rap God. But yeah, I didn't watch many.
All right, that's fine. Yo, I see Cola in the building. Yo, Cola. Let me see. I see Cola press
Yo,
conference.
I have a question for you though, man. This is why I wanted to talk about this.
Is it regarding my
What?
list?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, go ahead.
and LTBR too.
What's
When
up?
I watch Test versus Geechee, I got Geechee more clear as the battle goes on. So first round, all right, Geechee might have edged it. Second round, I got Geechee a little more, and then third, because I feel like Chess, like during his rounds, he's kind of wavering off, so he has more dry spots as the battle's going on. And I'm sitting there like everything they're saying is so potent, and I'm telling you, the atmosphere in that room was insane, bro. Like you don't even know. Like I mean, well, I'm sure you guys know whenever you go to a battle and you see that shit right in front of you, like that shit's hitting like super different.
No
But
facts.
I don't see how that battle is so high up on everybody's list, like culture wide, because it's not the best back and forth. They're just both being really potent in what they're saying, and everything's really, the performance is super fire. They're both in each other's faces. At some point, it was a little too close, but pause that, and it was fire. But I don't know, man. I don't know about battle of the year.
So you feel the same way about that the way I feel about Pat and Suge.
Right, right,
It's
exactly,
top 10,
exactly.
but
Because you got it number two.
yeah, man. I
So
think
what makes it? Yeah, go ahead.
it's the material, bro. The material in that shit was so fucking potent, bro. Like when you like the way Chess started off the battle, which essentially became his slogan with past tense, I'm back, bitch, and like wasn't even a punch, just a slogan, and he went crazy, and the crowd
Yeah.
went haywire. Like I won't forget that. So it's not even replay value. Although replay value is big for all these battles, it's just what you can remember offhand without having to go back and get a replay. I'm gonna always
You're
remember
right, bro.
that.
The
I'm
gravity of that shit was insane. Like,
Yeah, like I'm gonna remember like Geechee's rebuttal. I'm remember what that nigga Chess said something like
Yo,
we ain't
Chess had grown man bars for real in that shit. I
yeah
was like,
man.
yo.
It's the info blue when I put that infrared on him. Like he was talking crazy to Geechee,
Mm,
and Geechee was like embracing that shit, and it kind of sparked both of their years, man. Like after that, they were off
yeah.
and running. So it's kind of I guess it's that what that battle was and the after effects of that battle. I guess like how it helped them, how it kind of propelled them to the beginning of the year to finish strong and all that good stuff. But within just the context of that battle, I just think it was a great back and forth. You can also see a bit of like counter writing in there too, like within the second round.
Yeah, yeah,
He
you're
like
right.
that
You're right.
second round was kind of like, okay, I know he's gonna dive into this. Let me tell him why. Like, yo, I can't really even focus on battles when this is going on. And then like I don't know, it was some gamesmanship in there. It was some real life, no pun intended, some chess moves being made. So
Yeah.
it was I don't know. It was a lot
I
of
know,
inner
I agree
workings in
with you.
there.
I agree with everything you're saying. For some reason though, as I watched that battle, and I'll watch it back tonight, I watched it twice. So as I watched that battle, it's just going, it's getting slower with more dry spots for Chess. And I feel like I feel like if it wasn't for him being so potent, I mean, obviously the battle looks different, but he's bringing back, moments where the crowd is kind of falling off. That's the way I see it. So maybe I'm being a little too picky with it.
You are, and we also got to talk about: do you hate the Midwest because why Hitman versus Bill Collector ain't on there? We got to talk about that.
Oh
Where you
man.
thought I was just I had to think about that. Like I don't know, you thought I was gonna let you slide with that, fam? We know we got to talk about that, player. You don't
Well,
got
I
Hitman
could I
versus
could throw out the obvious answer. Bill had 3 rounds of consistently, similar material. So if he had like a different maybe third round, it might make the list. Like it wouldn't even barely make the list. If his third round was completely different, it's up there. It's low key probably a classic. It already has 2 million views, so which is crazy for RBE. I don't think they even got 100K subscribers.
so you
But
eliminate the quality of a whole battle because you didn't see anything different in one round of a battle. Yo, what are we doing?
well,
What are we
no,
doing?
no, no. It's that the first two are already so alike that by the second round you're like, okay, I hope he switches up his angle right now halfway through
I
this
don't think
shit.
the
And
two
he
are alike
doesn't.
at all. You think the
Wait,
first
what
two
was
are
that?
alike?
No, say that again.
You think the first two rounds from Bill Collector versus Hitman? You think his first two rounds are similar?
I think the way I remember it, yeah, the way I remember it, he was talking about the same angle
No, I think he switched. I think he's talking about the same, like I think he's talking about the same
situation.
situation, but the angles within that situation were different. I feel like the second round he was talking to about how you know show out is being used by Hitman with nothing to show for it. Like
That's a good way. That's a really good way to put it. That's a really good way to
that's
put
what
it.
happened.
It's
He's I forgot
it,
I don't know the
it's
line
it's just that
verbatim.
it's very it became redundant at some point. That's my only gripe with that battle. I mean,
I,
again, if I put it on this list, I'm taking out Myers versus Myron, but I have that in there because it's pure punches back to back. So it's kind of like a I don't know what else I'll take. The more I look at this, I don't know what else I'd take off for that battle.
I
Cause
can't
yo,
let you. I like the creativity and the originality of what Chef Trez and Bangs did, but that can't be a top 10 battle of the year. If you telling me that battle is better than A Ward versus Mother, like you, it's not even better than you.
yo, but it's just different to me because like I fuck with freestyling so much that for that battle to live up to the hype meant like to me that shit meant the world. Like for real, for real. I'm sitting there watching like, yo, neither of you let me down. And it just instantly became one for me where it's like I'm going back to that year after year. You know me, I've been looking for that. I've been looking forward to that battle for years, bro. Like
Nah, no.
it was just a no-brainer. But for it to live up to the expectations that I personally had, it makes my list. Now, I can't be mad for it to not make anybody's list, like culture wide. Like I'm okay with that. I'm just saying for me personally, I really fuck with the fact that they both put on.
Yo, I see my
So
man Nico in here. Let me unmute Nico from the
yeah,
voice.
yeah, get some other people in
Yeah,
here
voice
because
of the West, man. Nico, you unmuted, bro. You here?
Yo, yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yo, my bro, Nico, what's good, man?
What's the deal, man? I'm just pulling up here for a couple minutes, man, trying to show some love, man. Shout out to you, Les,
No doubt.
podcast, all the good
well,
people.
welcome.
No, so have you seen any of these lists at all? Like, what do you think
Man,
about it?
I done seen enough of these blasphemous ass lists, man. Listen, anybody who don't got Diz versus Danny in the top 10, I don't know what type of weed you smoking, I don't know what type of liquor you've been drinking, but you wildin'. How is one of the most impactful battles of the decade not in the top 10 battles of the year? It is wild to
Is
me.
it hold on, Nico? Is it really one of the most impactful this early? It's
Yes.
probably one of the most looked forward to and anticipated battles, right? But for yo, the dry spots were killing me, man. There's even some like clips that are on Twitter right now where it's like the like hot streaks of good multis and shit by Danny or Diz, and there's dry clips or there's dry spots within those clips, and I'm like that like captures the battle for me right there. If in one clip there's dry spots, that's what I see is littered throughout.
Damn.
I want to hear your
I
case for it.
think I think this for me, man. I'm one of those people who sometimes in battle rap, man, there are certain battles that even though you don't feel like it may be impactful to the culture in terms of URL main stage or it's not like Lux versus Calico. Like I think when people tend to think of impact, they kind of go to certain battles. Lux versus Cal, impact. They look Averb versus Hitman, impact. They look at Hollow versus Lux, impact. They're looking at certain battles, right? And
Right.
for me, I look at it more so from the perspective of the West. I'm just gonna focus on the West. Diz and Danny embodied the last decade for the West Coast.
Facts. Facts.
Diz was, to me, he was the main one. He would be the number one battler from the West for that entire decade, right? He held us down in a major way, battled all top competition. He battled celebrities. You know what I'm saying? He had some of the biggest battles you can think of, right? Danny
I hear you. I hear
Myers
you.
came around, let's say 4 years into the decade, right? Say about 2013, something like that. And he took off from that perspective and brought a lot of attention to okay, it's a different type of battle rap. It's not this backpack rap. It's not, you know what I'm saying, this multi rap. It's this aggressive punching style that a lot of people didn't associate with West Coast battle rap. Now, Rum
Mm.
Nitty obviously is taking that to the next level because he's the GOAT puncher. But I'm saying, like, when Danny came around, you hadn't really seen that style too much from here. You got most people thought of the West as Ilmax style, Thesaurus, Diz, Daylight, maybe throw QP in there, but that was what you thought of the West. Danny was the first one. Geechee is the main one, but Danny was the first one to show a different style, something that was unique that we hadn't seen before. And for those two to have put on the way that they put on for an entire decade, Danny about half of it, little more than half, but still for them to put on that
That's
decade the way they
that's where
did
we
to me in
right.
2019, that was major for the West Coast. Now for me, if it's regional history, it's battle rap history because I know people don't want to give regional battles like if there's something happening the South and it's a big battle. That's a big battle for battle rap. You got to think about it. Some of these places, their history just started within the last 5 years. I'm talking about real history where it's like, okay, battles mean something. They beat out versus Danny a few years back. That was a major battle
Yeah.
for the West, a local
Yeah.
battle that got national attention. So for me, Diz and Danny on Impact alone, it has to be top 10. Then
So
you
all
start
right.
checking
So
off
would
lyricism and stuff like that.
fair. So would Verb versus Lux make your list automatically?
Yes. I
Okay.
also think
Okay.
that battle was very good too, though. I thought I don't know. For me, I feel like I feel like that battle got killed live because it wasn't what most fans expected to see. So I feel like the expectations kind of clouded the judgment of many to make it feel like the battle really wasn't that good. But when you go back, man, that battle is just, I mean, content wise, I mean that battle's great. I love that battle.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they're two greats.
Now,
My with go ahead,
no.
TTP.
I just want to say, so Nico, being from the West, how do you feel? I need honesty, bro. How do you feel
Yes, sir.
about Jada Nightwing and Emerson Kennedy making his top 10 list, though? Is that top 10
Yeah,
worthy battle of the
Nico,
year?
you gotta keep in mind,
I'm
Nico. I
standing there
have
pretty much
punched.
hosting the battle, bro. I'm standing right next to Geechee the entire time.
Oh
Listen,
shit! Oh shit!
listen, bro.
Yeah, he was there. You can
That
see him.
battle was so fucking good, bro. Like, I can't explain to y'all in the building like, we all expected it to be a good battle,
Yeah.
but I don't think any of us had that level expectation. Like, that battle literally had everything. If you're a fan of punches, it
Yeah,
got punches
that's
in there. If you're a
Nico. That's
fan of
exactly how I see that shit.
setups and lyricism, it had that. It had moments in it, like moments that, I mean, one of them, which I think Jay had in his third, was the spit with finesse. It was something that literally happened in the crowd as the battle's going on that threw us all off. We thinking it's finna get cracking. You know what I'm saying? Because the homegirl SO finesse, shout out to the queen. I guess she felt like somebody spit in her direction, and so she started wilding. So we like, hold on, bro, somebody fucking with the queen. We about to start regulating here. So for Jay on the spot to rebuttal, like, that just showed you, like, okay, this battle's special. It has
Yeah,
another
yo,
layers.
for me, it was a rare example of a perfect battle,
Yeah,
and
like,
I
I put
can't
that
leave it off
battle
my
in the
list.
same class as Kid Chaos and Jay Kruger. I felt like that was another
Yeah,
really good battle, man.
Wow.
Lyricism, had moments, bars, haymakers. Like, I really love that Jay and EK battle. Like, it would make my top 10, but it's kind of tough because there's so many fucking good battles, bro. Like, there's so many battles that I feel like got swept under the rug that people didn't bring up.
Mm.
I feel like there was a
yeah.
lot of those kind of battles.
Wow. I like Jay.
Real quick, let me name my short list if you don't mind, Ledge.
Real quick. I want to
Um,
introduce because they in the building. I'm definitely
so
about to introduce them. Go ahead.
so right under these are the honorable mentions. I got Franchise versus JC as one of them, right?
Oh,
But it's too recent.
what? Go. Keep going.
There's an echo.
No, can you hear
I
me?
don't know who has that echo.
Am I echoing?
Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah, it's you. It's you.
All right, go.
Yeah. All right. All right, cool. Yeah, so TY versus Kruger made a short list too. Um
That just came out 2 days ago.
that's the thing. That's why. That's why it's like it's a different story. So I can't put him on there just because they're too recent. Um
What's wrong with this dude, Ledge?
Ad versus Franchise was to me fire as hell, bro. But I can't put it up there just because I feel like Franchise isn't like I don't know. I don't
Av
know.
got F30
Uh,
franchise. We ain't doing that.
That that's what I'm saying. Like Franchise didn't really he kept up, but it was kind of clear. Um and Jay versus Madface was super powerful. Yo, especially in the building. My God, bro, that battle was crazy. So
See,
there aren't too many battles where the one I want to add to this list off principle is Swamp versus Your Honor, and I can't do it because Your Honor was not as consistent as I would have liked in that battle. But obviously not going into the battle because they're fucking PGs. But to put it on this list, it just barely didn't make it. But off principle, for being a PG classic, which I think it is, and making that much noise, man, I think it belongs on some top 10, maybe top 10 PG battles of the year. Probably number one. But yeah,
uh,
there. Jerry versus Chess made my short list too.
Jerry West versus Chess is fire. That got to be a top 10 battle. That
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie. Geechee low key had like 4 or 5
all right,
in the
West
top
Coast.
10.
We ain't doing
Low
that.
key.
We
Yeah,
ain't doing
No,
Nico.
that.
okay,
At
okay,
some
okay,
point, I
okay.
had to.
Let's look at it objectively. Number one battle, Geechee versus
Yeah.
Surf. Look at that one. Another battle, top 10 that you could put in there. You could Geechee versus Arsenal. Another battle, Geechee versus Chess. That's 3 already.
Chess is undisputed and Surf is undisputed.
That's 3
So
already. And low key, I've been seeing a lot of lists that had Geechee versus Brock And I think it's mainly because of Gotti's first round.
Yeah,
How
that.
crazy
No,
that
they
first
they
Yeah,
can't do that.
yeah,
They can't do that.
Now,
yeah.
it wouldn't be in my top 10, but I can't be mad at somebody for putting it in there because you got the best rock we've seen in recent history and an all-time great round from Geechee. So I can't be mad at somebody putting that in their top 10. I wouldn't
I'm
be
mad.
mad at it.
I'm mad. I feel like I feel like it like you said. I have seen a lot of people on Twitter bring that up, and I feel like a lot of people actually have it like pretty high up their list. Whoever has it on their list, they have it pretty high up. But yeah, a great first round from Geechee, all time first round. Let me not shorthand it. It's not enough because his second and third really just and plus that crowd was so ass. Maybe the battle could have been better. It could have looked
Yeah.
better
The crowd
maybe
was
on cam.
bad. I thought that was a fire crowd. I'm not gonna lie.
You
I
like
thought
that Philly crowd?
dope.
You like?
I love that.
Oh, come
Bro,
on. No, we ain't doing that anymore.
They booed people. It almost like reminded me like, okay, because everybody was getting mad that they were like, oh, you booing them before he even starts rapping. Like, if they don't like you, they can boo you. But if you get out there and start cooking, they cheered. Like, they showed love when people was fired. They booed people when they were trash. Like, that crowd was dope to me. I can't lie. I actually like that Philly crowd. They kept it real. Like, a
that
lot of
might have
people
been one
didn't
of the
like the
worst
booing.
crowds this year.
My
But
man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yo,
people say that they don't
historically.
like booing, but y'all tolerated and cheered for that shit when it was New York doing it for years. So
All
I'm not
right,
really
let
gonna
me let
hold that
me let
against
me
Philly
introduce
too.
my
But
man.
He ain't lying.
We got friends in the building. Let's talk battle rap. The guy has came in here and just really did some things that fuck with me when I seen this list come out. We gotta talk, brother. I was waiting for you to appear. So
Yeah, man. I was on my
Throw
way
him in the
home.
fire.
I was on my way home. I heard all the rhetoric.
yeah,
First and
man.
foremost, shout out to Nico, my brother.
Hmm.
Yo,
West.
what's good with you, bro? Shout out to you.
Jesus, what it do, baby? Jesus, what it do? Um, Ledge, you and I have 8 of the 10 battles on both of our lists the same in different placements. Is our list really that different?
Yeah,
It,
I
Honestly,
was
it, it,
wondering that because you kind of was wilding on the list, but then it's mad similar. Like,
no. The difference is first of all,
we're 80% similar. That means you and
yeah,
I
I'm like, bro,
agree 8 out of 10
80% is
times.
crazy,
I
Ledge.
don't think
Like,
you
come on,
can
bro, you gotta
agree
admit
eight
that.
out of 10 times with anybody in this world
y-
for anything.
I,
I think we did a pretty good
Ass.
job.
we did. It's about the placement is so different though. If the
Well, but
placement
yeah, but then that becomes a taste kind of thing. But like, if you tell me 10 of your favorite restaurants and we have 8 of the same, and we just have a different list, like, all right, you have different taste buds. But at least,
I'm not gonna
but we,
lie. The only thing I agree with you on is the fact that this man didn't even have Danny and Diz in the top 12. Like, this man has a lot of explaining to do, bro.
yeah,
Like, I don't know.
that's the first thing I want to mention. He got an honorable mention list, and that's not even like it couldn't
He
even
put a
grace.
2-on-2 ahead of it,
He
bro.
put a
Like,
two
I'm
on
like,
two.
come on.
Like you gotta
Yo,
explain
he's not
yourself.
in my honorable mention list for the next 11 battles.
Yo, France. Let me ask you
all
something.
right, okay.
What is missing from Diz and Danny?
It's not on URL.
I'm gonna be fair with you guys. Verb and Lux is the only battle on our list. If you take that battle off for anything you guys are saying, I will accept. I don't think Ronan and Sharon is a worse battle than Disaster and Danny. I like it better personally.
You like Roan versus
I can't be
Sharon?
And
okay. If you
understand this
saying
is
it more from a
understand
preference aspect, I can't be mad at that.
our list is also like it's like we have 25 battles, right? Myself, Dylan, Tim, Vlad, we all checked it off, and then we all came together at the table, and all our shit looked pretty similar. We had our differences, and then we voted it out. So it's not like everything here is like one person dominant. Like we all kind of like really went through a rigorous process to put the list together, and then eventually the placements of it. First, we had to pick the battles out before we even sorted the stuff. You'd be surprised. None of us had Danny and Diz.
None of I gotta stop listening to y'all podcast.
Yo,
That's
I don't know.
talk
crazy.
that shit, France. Bro, it's one of those battles where like, okay, you can look at the impact and say it's a big battle we were all waiting on, especially fucking if
It's
you're
not
Yikers
about
Island or if
impact,
you
that
support
Jesus. It
this.
was good rounds. Every round, damn near, was like it had a heavy.
But was it? Yo, Ledge,
But
tell me real quick,
it
because you
wasn't
guys
like
have a good memory.
it wasn't like none of us excluded it as if it didn't deserve to be there. We all were just kind of like,
Right,
yo, I love it, but I like this more, you know?
right. Yo,
See, I
France,
can't be mad at
you
the
probably
preference
know the
argument though,
specific
man,
thing.
because that battle is kind of like
I mean, let's all be fair. We've been watching this entire year, 2019. There's a solid 18 battles that can go on the top 10 list, and you're gonna say, well, that
Yeah.
deserves to be there. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, and for the most part,
I,
everybody's list has 4 or 5 of the same battles. So it's like, all right, well,
I
Yeah,
also feel
yeah.
like that was one of the battles. As great as that battle was, I can be objective about it. It didn't have a high amount of instant gratification material like that. It was
Yeah.
a lot of layered
Yeah.
lyricism,
Yeah.
creativity,
Yep.
multis, angles. Like you have to really be a real battle rap. Like you got to really love that kind of style for 6 rounds of material. You have to
Yeah, you
really
ain't lying.
love it to really like. You know what
I
I'm saying? 'Cause there wasn't a lot
But
of instant gratification.
Nico, keep in mind though, you obviously you got the West, you rep the West, but for us, I'm pretty sure France is the same way. I'm not sure about Ledge. Like we actually like I fuck with Disaster heavy, and I'm already an honorable mention for fucking for Yakers Island. Like when it comes to both of them, like they're very high on my all-time list. They might be both top 10 on my all-time battlers list, and that might be why I don't have it on my list. The same reason I don't have Lux versus Verb, because it's even if it's good content throughout that I enjoy, it's not the back and forth that I'm looking for in a top 10 battle.
All right.
And if I say this real
yeah, yeah.
quick,
Go ahead.
France, you might know the specific bar. I think it was one of Danny's worst parallel universes. It might have been fucking Presbyterianism, if I'm being honest. I don't know if it is, but
Well, he
if
damn
it
near
was,
averaged two. He damn near averaged 2 battles a month. I'm gonna let him rock if he has some bad bars.
yeah, yeah.
I
So if he has some bad bars, I'm not gonna like kill Danny for it. But hold on, I have a question about your list. First and foremost, you didn't rank it. So if you're not
No.
gonna put a number to it,
Ooh, that's true.
like
We
you got if
Punching
you're
out
gonna
the
put yourself in the
gate,
fire,
talk.
you gotta put yourself all the way there. You
all the
can't
way.
half step and try to please everybody. You gotta
That's
put
you
the
facts.
numbers
you
next to
could
that shit
throw
and make it official.
you could make it a top 10 for what it is. You could.
I mean,
Well,
that's what
So
no,
I
hold on.
thought it.
So
Danny
hold on.
Mize
Is
That's
it
versus Mac would
that's what
be
I
number
thought it
10.
was. That's what I thought it
did all
was
of
until
you
you said
did
it
all
wasn't
of
in
you
order.
have Geechee versus Surf as the #1 battle? Like was that a unanimous kind of
No,
opinion?
No,
no.
Ledge has Rum versus Chilla.
Yeah, Run vs. Chilla
One versus
is the best battle of the
Yeah,
year.
Rum and Chilla has
two.
everything and more that you would want in it. So I love it, and that's a battle you have to watch at least 3 times to really dig
Yeah.
into it. And even when you watch it 3 times, you're still finding more gems in that battle. So I have no problem with
See,
that being number one, two, three. Definitely a
I
top
got see
five
the
for sure.
only
Like I can't
thing
see
the only
I can't see
thing
Rum and
I
Chilla being less than five in my opinion.
the only thing I don't hold it against it, but this is what I not that battle in particular, but just all small room battles. The degree of difficulty to have a great classic battle on a big stage is much greater than a small room. Like in a small room, the chances for a classic go through the ceiling in
You
comparison to a
think
big
so?
stage battle. I do
Yeah,
because
I don't
for
think
me,
he's
bro,
lying.
most battlers would be much more comfortable rapping in front of 30 people than they would be rapping in front of 1,500 to 2,000
Well, I
people.
think all of us only have one volume battle. We have a bunch of Born Legacy battles. So if you want to say a smaller stage, I could give you that because Born Legacy produced some of the
No,
best battles this
I'm
year.
just saying for that battle, like the reason why I would have Gotti and Surf over that is just because on the stage there's different variables that come into play that in a small room you
Absolutely.
would never have.
Uh,
I agree,
Chilla
and I
rapping in a
think that
small room versus Rum Nitty, that's a very comfortable setting for him. Rum Nitty, that's a comfortable setting, even though Rum Nitty is also great on a big stage. I'm just saying in a small room
I
for
can debate
writers,
that. I can
that's a
debate.
very comfortable
I can
environment to
debate
keep a
that though
classic.
because
Now, if
on a
you put
big
that battle
stage,
on a big
because
stage,
on a
I
big
don't know if it translates the same way. If you put
Mm.
Geechee and Surf in a small room, it's going to translate.
I didn't get a chance to finish my gripe with you on your list. So, all right, first you didn't
yeah,
rank it. Second, I heard you saying the whole time that you wanted good back and forths.
yeah.
All right, let's start with your first battle, Surf and Geechee. You said you think Surf won clear every round,
No,
but
no,
then you
no. It's not clear. It's
Clear.
preference wise for me. I have Surf winning every round. That
but but
preference
you but
wise.
you but you say you thought it wasn't close after a
you
while.
did
Like you
say
thought it
that.
was you say you thought it wasn't close. Then you also
For
said
m- for
you also
me,
you also said Pat Stay and Suge was more competitive than Surf and Geechee. Pat Stay outclassed Suge every round.
Whoa.
here's what I'm saying.
Whoa.
The performance factor. People call what Geechee does performance. I think it's just that he has really good vocal projection, and I guess he can wave his arms well for fucking gun bars. I don't know. But Sue Surf showed a level of performance that I don't think Geechee lived up to. So
No,
when it
I'm not
comes
talking about
to,
performance. I'm talking about when you said back and forth. You said you want good
yeah,
back and forths. So your number one battle you think is not a good back and forth, and the one below
no,
it you think is
I
a better
do.
back and forth. And then, but
I
hold
do
on, and
think
then
it's I think it's a really good back and forth. I just think that when I watch battles, I'm looking for something different. So I could see how a lot of people would have Geechee winning 3-0. I wouldn't agree with it, but to me, he still has very powerful material in every round. That's like, okay,
you backpedaling. All right,
Yeah.
Emerson Kennedy and Jay. I love that battle, by the way, and that battle almost made our list, guys. It almost made our list. Very close. I was fighting for it, but no cigar. What round did Jay win in that battle? I'm sorry. He was incredible, but what round
Third.
did he win? I thought he won the third. I thought Emerson Kennedy still kind of like.
You know what's kind of crazy? I low key had him winning the battle. I ain't gonna lie.
Wait. What?
I gotta watch
I
that
had
battle
Jay
back, bro. Because
winning.
Listen,
every round
Jay
hit to me where it was like
winning.
I didn't even call it winner.
You
I was
don't
hyped
got
up.
you don't got
I
Jay
thought
winning that
Emerson
battle.
Second.
Kennedy and Jay was incredible back and forth, but I thought EK showed the level every single round. And I'm like,
Yeah.
In
well,
the
what,
building, I
what?
felt like that.
I'm like, what round did Jay win? So like, when you say back and forth,
Now in the
I see
building,
that.
I had it being a third.
Yeah,
You
I
had
don't
EK
know.
30 in him?
In the building, yes, but on camera, it just to me because the energy in the room was just crazy. Like Jay would go
Yeah.
crazy, and then it was like EK would come, like you said, show the levels and like the lyricism and whatnot. I feel like what Jay showed, which is why I kind of edged in the battle, was you could say there's levels in terms of like the lyricism, but I feel like the other attributes of the battle performance, the freestyle and the rebuttal, just little
I
things that
feel
Jay
like
would do within his rounds that I felt like it was edging out EK in certain regards, who had crazy
right.
great material, but there were just
Right.
other
I
little
feel
aspects
similar
that Jay was
to
good at
Surf.
on camera look good.
Yeah, I feel similar to Surf with Geechee with that one because it's like Jay has like a certain pacing where, again, if you fuck with that sort of style that Jay has, it's it's more even. But that's the thing is that even if I have my opinion on these battles, I can separate myself enough to put a battle on this list or to understand why someone would have it the other way. For like a lot of people have Geechee Gotti 30ing Surf. A lot of people have it that way.
Wait,
I'm
So
not
what?
gonna
for
lie.
me, it's like,
I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen that, even from the West Coast
Yeah, I've
hardcore.
never
I've
had.
never
You
seen
said
it.
Geechee Gotti 30 and Surf. I've never seen that.
bro, if come
I've,
on, you guys are saying you never see it. That's fair.
Hold on,
But
you
if I
had
go
Gotti
under
30 and
Geechee's,
Surf?
yo,
no, 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 hell no.
You have a West Coast representative on the phone, and he's saying he's never seen that.
If
Like,
I go
Yo,
to the
I'm like
latest
Gotti did not
Geechee
30,
tweet
sir.
regarding that battle, I promise you it's going to be many, many people in the comments saying Geechee 30. Whether that's dick riding or not, I've seen
I
a lot.
have
I've seen it a lot
never.
on Twitter at least.
Well, you gotta
I've
add me.
seen
But
it.
You gotta add me so I can like.
Yeah,
okay,
send
This
me a
is
screenshot.
damn, I'm really going to put a bunch
this
of
is
people
where I
on
will give you
blast.
that debate. I can give you that debate if somebody is only looking at material. If it's only
Only
material and
material,
quality
exactly,
of
Nico.
material only, Geechee definitely could edge out every round. But
That's what
when
I'm
you
saying.
add in performance and stage and things of that nature, that's where you get your debatable. Surf is not going to have better just bar quality than Geechee for all 3 rounds. He could do it for a round, maybe even a round and a half, but not all 3. But Surf, them other attributes is what makes him great. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So for me, that's why that battle was debatable. Now, if you're just going bar for bar, okay, but I learned I learned very early on in battle rap, man. If you're gonna go bar for bar with every battle, you're gonna be miserable. Like you're gonna be
That's what
miserable,
I'm
man.
saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, Nico. There's a level of performance and entertainment value that Surf is displaying that Geechee might not have, but Geechee is still being it was almost a perfect Geechee performance. That's the thing. It's like it's just that for me there's a difference. But
Hold on, whoa. Hold on. Sidebar. Everybody's having a debate on what event of the year was, but y'all have 3 battles from Gnome on the list. Like that's kind of crazy in hindsight. Because I remember after the event, people were saying it was kind of light. Like they didn't really like Verb versus Lux. Sugar and Paste was dope. Gotti and
Yeah,
Surf obviously was what it was.
I
But
promise you, like in my heart of soul, Lux and Verb was a very difficult decision to put on this list. Like we were very close to leaving it off, but I'm not gonna lie to you, this battle does get better over time. Um, I feel like
Lux's third round gets better every time I watch it.
What?
I do feel like I do feel like he's just playing around. I feel like the battle did not live up to the expectations, but let's be honest. I think people wanted this battle to be like an 11 out of 10, and if it was a 9 out of 10, it still wouldn't be enough for people. You know what I mean? So like they had such a high bar, and I feel like beyond the actual content on the stage, like Lux giving you that 5 second round, and then Verb kind of just breaking down the story of his career in his third round, and after this battle, like you have like all these discussions now about where you rank Verb, and let's be honest, this sparked a really strong debate in the community. Like at least impact wise in the community, like this is going on for a week. Oh, Lux won the second round, Verb won the second round, and the commission, shouts to the commission, that was split, right? Wasn't it tied? Wasn't it tied?
I think so.
Yeah, it was side.
Yeah, that was the only tied decision. So like it had such an impact outside and after the battle more than this content within. And Lux always does get better over time. Besides that third round, which I agree with Ledge is probably the worst of his entire career.
Yeah,
But then
it's
you know when
bad.
Verb says a whole little bar that's like a slogan of life. As long as I hit the game when I can miss all the free throws, that's a way of life.
Yeah, that holds weight. But I will say this: I think with the Let's Talk Battle Rap list, once you broke down like the categories, like I said on Twitter, I feel like it kind of guides it to where you kind of alienate purposely some lesser, I wouldn't say lesser known, because Kid Chaos versus Jay Kruger is known by now. Like so many people have talked about it by now. You should know
Yeah,
about it to like in great detail. But
yeah.
I feel like this is more of like your list is more of a greatest.
More
Yeah,
commercial
more
list, as you were
mainstream.
saying.
Yeah, I feel like it's
Yeah.
greatest. It's this the old adage of greatest versus best, where best is more about technical and skill, greatest is more about impact, after effects, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So
I agree with that. I gotta agree with that. One thing that really hold a lot of weight for our battles too is that we were in the building for 7 out of 10. I don't know if any of you guys. I don't know how many of your battles on your list you got a chance to probably see in person. If you got to see any in person, it's going to definitely hold more sentimental value just because you kind of remember like your feeling from that battle the first time you walked away. Because it's the one thing about going to an event, you get that feel that you don't get a chance to rewind until you see it again, right? So like if you never saw the battle again, that's all you're gonna remember about the battle, the way you felt when you walked away. And so a lot of these battles, this is kind of like, yo, I remember how Vlad was describing Chess and Geechee. I remember how Vlad was describing Fit and Official, and we just like had that value to each battle is like being in the building and remembering the talk of the time prior and after. Like it sticks with all of us, you know.
I
I
feel like
definitely had two of those
Yeah.
moments this year. EK and Jay and Diz and Danny. Like
Yeah, and I'm sure for you, like you're never gonna forget those battles, even for the next 5 years. You're gonna remember every time you think of 2019. You're gonna think about how you felt when you were in that room, and so like that's gonna hold a lot more weight than like what you watched online too. You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I only went to some
Yeah.
local joints. Like I said, I was Sunday Jesus. I missed my invite. I should have went to Born Legacy 8
Eight.
in Cleveland. Yeah, I missed that. That was I'm thinking about that one for a minute because that turned out to be just what I thought it was. It was gonna be a lot of dope battles. That Avon Ill
Yeah.
Will. If I had to, I don't know. I wonder if I could replace one. I might replace Fit and O with Avon Ill Will. If I had to just like
That's fair. That's fair.
replace one,
That's,
but I feel
I heard you earlier. You asked Jesus like, did we put Fit and Official on our list just because we felt we had to represent for the ladies?
yeah
And I'll be honest,
that's
I
my
don't think
bad.
so because they had such an awesome year. Like this year, Miss Hustle came back, Myverse came back, Jazz.
yeah.
Uh, you had
Yeah.
tons of returns. Misfit, you had tons of returns this year, and there was like a female battle happening at least every other 4 to 5 weeks.
Well, that's what I'm
You
saying.
know,
That like, do you because of the year they had? Don't you feel like you kind of had to I wouldn't say throw them a bone. Like that would be egregious and disrespectful. They had a great
Right.
year,
right,
but
right.
you feel like they had to be. It's almost like an all-star game, like where somebody, you got to have somebody representing this certain team because they had a great year as a
Oh, like
collective.
how like last year when they put Dwayne and Dirk just because
Yeah, but well, no. But
they're retiring. But I know what you're saying. I
yeah,
know what you're
like
saying.
they
Like
had a great year,
you
so you
throw.
got to have a representative for somebody, for that genre basically. And I feel like
I'm sh-
it's the
yeah,
most high profile.
I'm shocked personally. I haven't seen any purists or like hardcore female battle rap fans mention Couture and 40 bars because that battle got a lot of traction from a lot of the fans. Not for me personally, but I've seen a lot of people saying that's one of the best battles this year. I think if RX didn't choke against my verse, maybe you can make an argument for it.
Maybe. No, but I think that's the consensus. The consensus is Fit and O probably had the best battle of
You know
the
what
It
I
was a
think
Yo,
about
fire battle too,
2019?
man. That's the thing. It was.
official and Ehar had a fire battle on beat too.
They did. I
Mm,
could make a case, but I will be a contradiction to what I've known to be, and I deduct points from any sort. But material wise, I feel like E Hart and Mulatto Black was the best battle of the year for the ladies.
Mm,
If Mulatto
mm.
just was clean the whole way, I would agree with you.
Mulatto was
I was
saying
just
some fire shit that was getting slept on.
she
She
yeah,
was
she's right
incredible.
now probably like at the best. She's writing the best of her career right now. Because when I saw her live against Cheddar, I was like, yo, I'm blown away. Like she might have the best. She might be writing the best material right now, currently, but she just can't get it clean, and that's a big part of things. And I don't want us to no longer excuse that. Like I don't have anybody that choked on our list. Like we were really conscious of
Mhm.
trying to stay away from that. Like
Right.
ooh,
Yeah, as
I was
was
gonna
I.
say
Right.
because there's a battle on my list that definitely has somebody that choked in it, but the battle is just too crazy for me to leave off. Like,
Was Danny versus who? No, I'm kidding.
nah,
Oh,
it's Nitty and K Shine, bro. Like, that battle was so good to
oh, it
me,
was
man.
on his
That
way to
that.
choke
some.
was
It was on
egregious.
his
That
way
was
to.
one of the
Nah,
best chokes, but
that choke was a
I
man,
couldn't do it.
malfunction.
It was like a minute plus.
uh,
That
it's
choke was
just,
a
bro. That battle was just good.
It was on his way to
Uh,
something special for sure.
It
I
was,
was
for
man.
gonna
sure.
say, man, 2019 to me, and I'd probably have to go back because I'm using my recent brain now, but 2019 to me had the most good to great battles of any year in battle rap. Not saying the
I
best battles
agree.
came from that
But I get what you're
year, but
saying.
in
I get what you're
terms of the
saying. Yeah,
quantity of good to
yeah.
great battles,
Yeah.
like every month you had at least 3 or 4 a month.
Right, and not to mention that there was like variety too. Like there
Yeah.
was you could literally just dip your hand in a bag, pull out a battle, and it's probably gonna be a good one.
Like I'm
So,
gonna be honest, that was one of the best King of the Dot years that I've
mm,
seen in a
Yeah, that
while.
was a
And two of the
really
biggest events they did out here.
a
The
dope bounce.
first event, the Town Business, I remember it was kind of just like the expectations really wasn't what the event turned out to be. It was kind of like, okay, we got this and Danny. We
Yeah, it
got some
was like
other
let's see
matchups
what
that could
it's gonna be.
potentially be good, but it wasn't anything just blowing you away. And the events turned out to be something even crazier. So I don't know, the whole year, man, RBE had big, yeah, there's just a lot of shit going on with
Yeah.
2019, man.
It was an awesome year. That's why I think everybody like who puts out a list, everybody like is quick to criticize. I'm like, well, don't criticize it. There's so many battles is like you can put on the list.
Let me.
Is that the
Like
best year of battle rap
I think it's the
ever?
top.
Mm,
I think it's the top
I
three
don't.
year of the decade, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't think it's the best year at
Three.
all.
2012 and 14 maybe.
I was just about to say
Yeah,
2012 is too much, bro.
2012
Like,
still has one of my favorite battles all time, man.
2012 and 2014 is just you just can't replace those. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
but it's
But
Word,
let me
definitely
word.
there. It's definitely right behind it.
like in this one I wanted to talk to France about because I remember it being okay. He got Loaded House versus Guns and Cake, and this what kind of led to me like this is more about the impact and greatness because to me the best battle of that event was NWX versus
NWX.
versus every fucking bar. Like
You know what's crazy? That battle was also in our rotation. I haven't seen it on one list though. And that battle deserves to be on
I,
somebody's
it
list.
almost made mine.
I'd put it, yeah, I'd put it on my list, but I tried to keep it to 3 rounds,
So
one on one.
it's for me, I can't. Okay, this is just kind of my rule of thumb. Even though I watch a lot of these 2-on-2 battles more than some of the 1-on-ones, the 2-on-2 just doesn't hold as much weight as one. So for me to say top 10 and you don't hold as much weight to me, just like a 1-rounder doesn't hold as much. So it's like, even though they were really good, like the Loaded Hollows battle that was fire, EFB
Yeah,
shit was fire. It just
yeah.
I couldn't in my mind. I'm like top 10. It's kind of tough. You could be in like the
Wait,
11 to 20 range. I can't do
yeah,
top
no,
10.
I agree with that. Wait, France, why is that above NWX versus EFB? Is it because of
Yo,
what it means too?
I think the most memorable moment of 2019, right? When you look back at 2019, you're gonna think of Chess. This is the year he finally kind of hit his ceiling, or not hit his ceiling, but as is performing to what we know Chess could be. Like, and the fact that he stepped in to battle Lux and Hollow within 2 weeks prep with a battle a week prior, that's just unheard of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
The
There was
degree of
multiple
the
moments
yeah,
throughout that battle.
Hey,
yeah, that's true.
I gotta I think that's another. Well, it's probably not going to be a case for champion of the year, but you remember the only person who was willing to give Chess a shot at the time this year was Geechee. Everybody else was like, "Nah, I'm not trying to
Yo, you
battle him.
had to
He's not
find a way.
serious.
You
What you
had to
doing?"
I
find a
know, right?
way.
Just to give him
I'm
props.
just keeping it real. Let's keep it a buck. People was not feeling Chess at that point in time, and when
No,
Geechee
I mean
took him, I remember everybody
it's
said Geechee 30. It's not going to be
yes.
close, and
Yeah.
Nico's right.
that set
Nico's
shit
right.
Chess
Like
year off.
I wish you could freeze frame Twitter sometimes when like battles get announced because now Chess is getting his flowers. But if you go back 8 months ago, like February, March, when the match was announced, the timeline was upset.
Oh
The
yeah, no, that's
timeline
a
was
Yeah.
fact.
furious.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
they were really mad. That, honestly, like I'm like a lifelong fan of chess. So the moment that shit was announced, I
And I
went
got to
for
the
chess.
I got to the point if you even try to defend the battle, you were associated with the problem. You're like, you're defending this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember them
That
times,
was that.
man. Hey, real quick, man. I don't
Go
want to
for it.
take up any time, but I'm about to go and start on my end of the game on Discord, man. Shout out to France.
Oh, Nico,
Let's
you're
talk
ready,
about
brother.
that. Shout out to Ledge, a good brother. I don't can't remember your name, but the other one that's up on the line right now, good brother.
Yeah,
Facts.
the
I'll follow you on
Jesus.
Twitter, bro.
Yeah, the Jesus. Shout out to my guy.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Appreciate y'all, man. The voice of the West about it.
Yeah,
You're
Nico
ready.
TV, man. I'm gonna
Peace,
come chop
man.
it up with you in a minute. I'm gonna come to your shit. I know all the West Coast battlers be mad. I'll be on that Midwest shit. I just be fucking around though. But
All right, y'all be
For
good.
what it's worth,
yeah.
did you guys have any of the year, any like further of the year stuff? Like I actually, while I was doing this, I wrote down my event, headliner, round, and battles of the year,
I
with
want
the
to
actual one and then an honorable
I
mention.
want to save those. I want to put some thought into it. But
All right, yeah, that's fair.
when France and Nico was talking about events of the year, like I don't know, I think I said it earlier. I think the top three, the consensus should be, but you know everybody's different. It should be town in no particular order. Town Business, Volume 5 and Known. Like I feel like they are kind of like it's a big separation after those three. What?
I agree. I think those should be the top three events. For me, most events I had the most fun at though, those three events, the Queen of the Ring, Watch the Throne. I had a blast in the building there that event, and the I battle where Chef Trez and Bangs battle. That I had a blast there too. But like this is like just personal. Like I had fun at this event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can't
Yeah,
expect the content to hold up for everybody else watching it at home. So.
I can't lie. I don't think Born Legacy 8 falls that far behind though. I felt like that was like a consistently good card.
Or seven, like any of the
Yeah,
Born
or
Legacy
seven.
cards.
Low key six. Yeah, like shout out to Norbs, man. Norbs did a great job this year.
The reason why the Born Legacy cards are so good, and Ledge will attest to this, is because styles make fights. So when you put the right style matchup and you forget about the name, you're gonna get good content.
Yeah.
And more importantly,
Facts.
then you get the mysterious allure of this isn't pay per viewed, so you don't get an ultra hyperbolic like feedback from the battle. For
Right.
some weird reason, every Born Legacy event, like the venue never has service. I think this is calculated.
Yeah, it's definitely a fix. And I
Yeah,
think
I
the
think
stakes are high. The stakes is like
yeah,
Norbs
Yeah.
and the fellows over there put together matchups where like it can mean something. It's a make or break for a particular battle. Like I look at Saga and JC. Like if Saga doesn't get past JC, I don't think he gets Rum next. Like, I think he's back to the drawing board. Like
if Chess choked against Geechee, will we see Chess this year? Like the way we
that's
Not
seen
a,
him? I don't think so.
that's a fact.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Like yeah, you're right because Norbs talked about down champion about him presenting that to Beasley and Smack, and they're like, "Yo, what are you doing? Are you crazy?" So yeah, like I like that for the Born Legacies. There are a lot riding on these matchups as far as like your career pretty much, and
If we're
we don't
being
get that.
honest, it will. If you want to make a case for it will being a champion of the year, you make it from the Born Legacy performance.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I was gonna talk about that too, but this probably wouldn't be the episode for it. But if Ill Will is champion of the year and he's only definitively on my list right now, that is a lot because Geechee's on there at least two or three times for all of us.
Chess could be under two, three times. Geechee could be under two, three times. Like, and is it?
France, that's why I had Geechee and then Chess and then Ill Will because of the weight of these battles. So
Well, you got shocked that nobody had Rum and T Top on their top list on anybody's
no,
list.
I'm not because
no.
I think we are we're material based round per round, and I think if you're a casual fan or just somebody who cares more about moments, you will just skip uh, T Top's second round and ignore that Rum's third round was just okay. You know what I'm saying? And I just think in
Yeah.
totality, it's just only thing people care about is how, oh my god, he was wigging in the second run was, and the crazy third from T Top. But if you piece it all together, it's really a spotty battle from both, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
twerking clips? Same ordeal.
That's
Same
one
ordeal.
where I felt kind of the same way. Yeah, because Twerk he went down from the first round. The first round was so heavy
I don't
that he
remember
couldn't.
Twerk's second round at all. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man. The rest of Twerk's material, second and third, is good. It's just not as good as his first. And I was fighting for that battle. LTBR, the team shut me the fuck down. They're like, no, we're not putting it on the list.
Yo, let me.
But it's still a really good battle to bring
but
up though
I don't
because
know. That's
yeah,
the
go ahead.
battle that's the battle I've watched the most this entire year. I'm not even lying to you guys.
Not
I
Mm.
the full
I
battle.
love that battle. The full battle. I love that battle.
I
Wow.
think the battle I watched most was Bad News versus Tay Rock. I
In
can't.
fact, I introduced brand new people to battle rap with twerking clips, and they love it.
Wow. That's saying something. I think the battle I watched the most was probably either Chaos and Kruger or Geechee and Chess. I think those.
Make the
I
case for
want.
me, because maybe I'm being not being super receptive. Make the case for Kruger and Chaos, of why it should be on the list.
I mean, easily it put more stock into what we when what was the last true PG that you thought was even close to a classic?
Swamp versus Your Honor. I'm sorry. I don't want to say it to like dismantle your point, but
It
I really
doesn't
felt
because I disagree because it
right.
wasn't clean at all. Like Your Honor basically was Jersey in the second and third round. He what was the gorilla silverback ooh ah one of the cringiest lines of 2019.
I'm
And
not gonna lie. I don't know. I won't instantly say it's better than Jay and Don, but Jay and Don was a pretty good one. A lot of people love Skates and Gunpowder Pat, but I get what you're saying because Kruger and Chaos almost felt like, oh, this is this era's or this end of the decade like JC and Chilla. So anytime you get compared to that battle, it's a good thing.
yeah,
Yeah, and not to mention, did anybody know who either of them were?
well I
Like
did.
either of them?
Yeah.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, like super hardcore fans, yeah, but
Well,
you
yeah,
guys are
Well,
different. But the
no, we're
casual
media. We're
fan, I
just
don't
being
think the casual fan.
we're being responsible
yeah.
by knowing who they
Right,
are.
right, right.
But
But I don't think the casual fan would have known at that point, before that battle drops, who Jay Kruger or Kid Chaos is. Like, of course, I would have watched them versus Street Hymns or Pastor E actually showed me some other battle with Kid Chaos. But
Well, with Kruger, it depends on if you're like a big time supporter of like Gates of the Garden or something, where you
Gates
probably
of the
have seen
Garden,
them a
right?
couple of times.
Which I think he only had one battle drop on there this year. But
But
yeah,
yeah, and it was just the material, man. Like you got to see something that was refreshing. Wasn't a lot of bow headshots. They didn't remind me of anybody. Like I understand just because he's a pen guy and he writes well, he's going to get compared to the writers. But I'm talking about stylistically, he doesn't sound like JC or Rum or Chilla, Kid Chaos. He doesn't like use mannerisms in the same way they do. He doesn't flip words. He is very structured, detailed material, and it was hitting every round. Kruger, only thing like the redundancy in the third with a lot of the flips, but his flips were hitting
main
at a
flips.
high ratio. Like you can't
Yeah,
flip it.
man.
Like I think he did a way better job than Rubando did flipping Kid Chaos name. Like
Yeah, I agree. I
like
agree.
and
And it's interesting because somebody said that Kruger versus TY is a better battle than that. How do y'all feel about that?
who said that?
well, yeah,
Oh, that's a Visuel. Visuel said that. What up, Visuel? I see you.
Oh yeah, I call him Big Wes. Is that
everything you
wrong?
just kind of described about like Kruger and Chaos, like it was fire, and definitely because they're up and coming guys, and we're kind of like blindsided, like, oh, we haven't seen a PG battle that's good, so like we're really excited for the future. But their battle is kind of like similar to like Flacco and Trax, and that's a really underrated battle. I'm surprised that battle didn't make anybody's list as like at least an honorable mention.
Uh,
And
I wasn't
Top
brave
10,
enough.
I think that's a battle that you even like. I think you mentioned
Yeah,
it to me
yeah, I
before I had a
wasn't
chance
brave
to
enough.
watch it.
Yeah, I wasn't brave enough to do that. I'm not even gonna hold you. But I think the difference is that battle, like
But wouldn't you say Flacco and Trax is a better battle content wise than Kruger and
Oh,
Chaos?
No, because Kid Chaos presented different elements that nobody in either like the first round was just like schemes, and then the second round was schemes, punches, and performance. And by the third round, he's like angling, like he's
he's
telling you,
angling.
like yeah,
Yo,
he's like
he
yo,
was
you're only
complete.
like you're only basically here because of the platform that's been given to you. While we from South Carolina comrades, we had to get it from the mud. But he was still like punching and doing like he was. It was a breakout performance from him, in my opinion. I gave him the battle
That's
two
how I
one.
felt. I felt like it was a complete performance by Kid Chaos, and
Yeah,
it's
like
super surprising.
yeah, like
'Cause
he gave you a bit of
Uh,
everything in
I'm,
that
I'm
battle.
not. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Flacco and Trax was better than Kruger and Chaos. But I hear you. I hear you. Agree to disagree there. I could take that. But
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think they
you might have a case with the like purely content wise, but then also Flacco versus Trax is a little harder to watch because like the audio quality, it's just not that
yeah,
good.
I was just about to bring that up. The audio, I mean, it was very bad news versus chess ish when it came to and
oh yeah, well production is gonna matter a lot too. So like if we can't get to the bars, then I hear you.
yeah.
That's why like being under them band legacy lights, if Kruger and Chaos wasn't in black and white, I think you look at it a little different maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if it
Mm,
well, maybe, possibly, but
maybe, maybe,
Shout
yeah.
out to JB for that
that's a
because
fact. But I think it's more
I
about the
think.
audio than the visual for me, like the aesthetics and
Hmm.
everything. But it's more about being able to hear what you say, especially like when there's when you're as dense as those guys can be, you need that. Like you need that clarity, and to not have that for basically the majority of the battle, it just didn't help. And then they was running a lot of shit back, and you still couldn't catch it. So then it made for a frustrating watch. But
It's
Well,
right. It's one of those battles though that I could. Go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead,
No, I'm
Frank.
sorry. Go ahead. No, you go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. Go
Oh, I
ahead.
was just gonna say it's one of those battles that I can actually listen to without watching. The Kruger versus Chaos, and I'd
I
probably still be like, that's a really good battle.
I think it's the best PG of 2019 for sure. So that's saying something. But we have so many other these guys are PGs are still getting to that next level. We have so many other professionals. RB put on events, King of the Dot, URL through so many events this year that like when you handpick all the other battles available, I can't just instantly say like this battle was better than these other ones. But I get what you're saying. Like don't overlook it for its status. Don't overlook it for these guys' names for sure. They're in the conversation. They should be very grateful for that. I think.
yeah, no, and they were like they shouted people out and all that. Even Kid Chaos, he's he comes through in the Discord and chops it up with us a lot. So I didn't really even do this just I thoroughly think it's that good of a battle that it's top 10 worthy. It just got tons of replay
You actually
value.
think it's better than Disaster and Danny? That's a little more shocking to me.
What? Let's talk about it. I think let me be honest. Okay, so let me tell y'all how my list
Like,
went. My list
yeah, yeah.
from one to I would say the first two, Rum versus Chilla and Chess versus Geechee. I got those one and two.
Yeah.
I truly feel like all three rounds from each in those battles were above average. I feel like
Hmm.
Hitman versus Bill was about two, all three from Hitman was dope. I would say 2.5 from Bill. A Ward versus Mac was pretty much similar. Surf and Geechee similar. I feel like Surf dropped the ball on closing the show on what could have been a classic with and I don't know if you ever heard me talk about this, friends, but I feel like he likes to go away from his strong suits and show us that he can like do what others do, which is like scheme and punch, and that's just not Surf's
No, yeah,
bag.
I remember you mentioning that. Like
Yeah,
that's just not his forte because
yeah,
like he
that's
had a lot of outdated references and he never really closes out wrong rounds strongly anyway. So
yeah, it's just bad.
I'm with you there. I'm
So
with
so,
you there.
so he
I've
dropped
heard
the
you talk about
ball.
it.
That's what made me drop the battle down. Chess versus West was fire, but I think the more I watch it, the more of a separation I see from with Chess winning versus Jerry West. West was still dope,
That's how I felt. That's how
but
I
the more I
felt.
watch it now, Patton versus Suge, everybody has this battle rated so highly. I'm gonna be honest, I need to watch it a little bit more. I think I've only watched it 2 times, and I usually watch a battle at least three. So maybe that's just me dropping the ball on like reviewing it again. And
Hmm.
then yeah,
It
and then
I don't want to say the wrong word because one of you help me please, 'cause you're both like eloquent speakers. But I I feel like Suge showed some like he showed versatility, but he showed also like vulnerability in that he was reaching into a bag where I don't think he's really like Suge putting on a suit and a backpack. Like, I
Well,
don't even know what to call that.
no. I get what you're trying to say. Suge's entire 2019 has just been him getting out his comfort zone,
Yes,
and
yes.
it's a dope thing to see. Although it's not always properly executed, and even in that situation where it looked at its very best, Pat Stay was still in control. Like Pat Stay's making Suge rebuttal, and Pat Stay is literally like, if we're playing dominoes and you know like who has the next piece, and you're like, you go over there. Oh, you don't have this number, you can't play. That's how Pat Stay was with Suge. Like he knew exactly what Suge was gonna do, or he was telling him what to do or how to do it, and then I don't know. He just let the tempo of the battle the entire way, but that doesn't mean Suge wasn't dope, and it wasn't like diverse back and forth. So like it
Yeah,
was entertaining all
Right,
the way through, but
I like it. I just don't
right.
love it as much as the initial six. Like and with
I
Diz
mean,
and
hey, it made your list. So I mean, you liked it enough for
yeah,
it to
I
be
did. I
there.
did. It's definitely a top 10. But I just think when it comes to Diz and Danny, I just think I didn't really like Diz's second round. It was like borderline average, like slightly above average. Then Danny's third was like, it's good, it's enough, but it was beatable. And then Diz just took the lid off and went crazy in the third. So it was like a few drop offs in just overall energy and material. Fit versus O was pretty much the same. I think their first two rounds were lights out dope. Third round
Mm.
it gets choppy. Like Fit starts freestyling and some of it is hit and miss. And then like O started kind of weak, ended kind of strong. So it's like those two are barely hanging on. But
That's why of our lists, I like LTBRs a lot, and that's why I didn't like, whatever slander. I almost wanted to reply to every comment under that thread, France. Like you have no idea, because I
No, we
feel
were we
like
were we were expecting it. We were ready for that. Where's Danny Myers? So
and all that. Yeah, but
yeah.
I feel like you guys have the most objective list, like with all things considered, especially like Holla versus Bill stood out to me like a lot, and I don't even have it on my list. But it's such an important battle that had so much weight on it. And if we're being honest, man, a year ago, I'm not putting Bill against. Well, I'm personally putting Bill against Hitman just to see it, with the storyline and everything, but Bill kept up and even arguably won a couple rounds in that
I mean,
battle.
we
So
can be honest. Bill's status wasn't there for Hitman. That's why URL didn't book him.
yeah,
RB picked it up. And if Hitman retired without ever battling Bill Collector, you're gonna say, well, okay, I live with it. You know, you probably
yeah,
wouldn't put them
exactly.
in. You probably wouldn't have put these two guys on the same stage. I can't even remember a time they've ever shared a card together.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then not only that, I feel like Hitman goes into a different bag, just spitting constantly, just like actually rapping at Bill. And I'm like, yo, like even with how great Hitman is, this is a different Hitman. Like
well,
this man
he
actually
definitely
came to
barred up.
kill.
We can talk about that another. I
So
feel like the Wild and Out shit. Although we didn't see the effects of it when they were dissing Eminem, that's a different topic. But I do think like being there definitely helped a lot of them. All of them really. I feel like Sharon is a better Sharon since being on Wild and Out. I feel like Charlie Clips has regained form since being on over there. Like you look at his records since being on Wild and Out.
Wilding Out University is different, bro. Like I've
Yeah,
gone to see these guys at Wilding Out. These guys are performing in arenas with 30,000 people, and they get it. And Nick Cannon loves the culture so much. He gives Clips, Conceited, and Hitman the floor. Do something battle rap ish for
yeah.
30 seconds. And if these guys can land a gimmicky ass punchline and make 30,000 people in the room shake, there's no way that's not going to translate to 1,000 people in the room.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just
They're on a
over. Yeah,
different level.
Crowd
yeah.
control in the arena is just different.
Crowd control and like you said when
So
you got that type of time I feel like pressure you don't feel the pressure, so when you don't feel as much pressure you feel more free to take risks because you're not afraid of the backlash. And I think they
yeah.
showed that. Even like a small example would be like the whole Charlie Clips including like Hitman and John in the Farrah battle. Like that's a risk a lot of people wouldn't have took. They would have just like, yo, I can beat her without this. Charlie
Hey,
Clips like, no.
Right. Right.
that was a fun ass battle. I wouldn't put on the list. I
Mm,
don't think I would like it on the list, but it was a fun ass battle. Farrah and Clips.
I was thinking
That
about
that
putting
that
mine on
reason,
the
what
list.
you just said, is why I have like Twerk. Like he's so like highly revered in my opinion, is
How
because of
about
that.
that?
He has
Twerk is not on any of our lists. Isn't
on
that
any of
shocking?
it.
I was
That is
about to
kind of
bring that
weird.
up. Did what I guess was I wouldn't say a down year, but definitely yeah he regressed.
Thirst tracker.
He regressed as far
It's
as performance.
it's so strange because like I think talent wise, lyricism, performance, everything like as a skill set got better, but just the execution didn't. So like like when you watch him in clips, you're like, oh shit, Torque evolved. But then like you watch him in Big T and him in Calico, and it's just flashes.
What
Yeah,
battle that he was in this year that could have been in a running? Like what was his bet? His
I think versus Clips could have been in the running for sure.
That's the only one.
And especially
Yeah.
because Clips, like, for me, it's like Clips could have got washed in that battle, and he probably won it.
If him
So
and Av would have went down, that would have probably made all of our lists,
yeah,
maybe.
for sure. Uh,
yes, man. Oh man, I
what
can't
if
wait for that
John
shit to
John and
happen.
them get through whatever they got through? Was that headed towards anything special or we?
Hey, it could have been because Torque was special that night. It's just the battle had its interruptions.
Yeah, yeah, Twerk was in his bag, and I knew like that's when he went dark from Twitter and everything. I remember that. I was like, oh yeah, he's not gonna take this battle lightly. He know what's up. I'm
So
uh, we don't have, well no, we got Rum and Chilla, but you don't. Like, did you not see Volume 5, Jesus?
no, I got it. I got it.
Do you?
My
Okay, yeah, yeah, I
graphic's a
see it.
little,
Yeah, yeah,
it's a tiny bit, yeah, hard to read because I should have
yeah.
put a different color, but
Like, are we?
yeah.
Could we have like? I really love Volume 5. Could we have put like O-Red and Geechee, or would that have been just too much Geechee on people's like top 10 lists?
Uh,
O-Red and Geechee it's
that's
phenomenal battle.
that's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know why I didn't have it on my list, to be honest.
Was there
It's
any talks with the Let's Talk Battle Rap Camp friends with that O-Red and Geechee or not?
ask him again. Ask him again. He just disconnected.
Oh no, yeah,
Yo,
he went on
Prince.
mute. I
Oh,
mean,
oh.
yeah,
Yes,
can you?
sir. I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Was there any talk amongst the camp with O-Red and Geechee? Because that could have been another
Absolutely.
Geechee battle that was on it.
It wasn't even in the top 25.
What was it? Just because it was? I wouldn't. It can't be because it's too soon, obviously, because you got Rum and Chilla.
Nah, yeah. Nah. It just I don't know. It didn't squeeze in for us.
Damn. Any other battle from Volume 5? What about Arson Chess?
Arson Geechee almost made the list.
Arson Geechee. Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I
I have
think
a
it's a really
question.
good battle.
Does nobody like the Ron and Sharon pick?
Yeah, yeah, y'all are bugging.
That's my top honorable mention. The only reason it's honorable mention is because I have to be objective when it comes to Sharon every time. Like, and I make hot takes about him all the time, but I know that's not a culture-wide pick, so I was trying to be a
What?
little objective with this list as much as
They,
it looks like it's.
they were
Go ahead,
battling
Prince.
they were at an elite level. Like this is
Ron was.
Yeah, but France, you
Sharon
know that Sharon does that a lot.
Sharon wasn't. I
Sure.
mean, you
No,
can say
what I'm
whatever.
saying is Sharon does it a lot. What I'm saying is like it's people don't
Mm,
really fuck with Sharon like that, you know? Like I don't even want to say
No,
this.
no, he was asking me because I said Ron was. I don't think Sharon
Oh,
was.
go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I don't think Sharon was.
Look, I personally feel this is how I view the battle. Even if you want to give the battle a Roan 3-0 edge, whatever you want to score it, every single round Sharon like really stepped the bar up, but just Roan surpassed it. Like it wasn't like Sharon was
Yeah,
up there spitting nothing or he was chopped liver. Like he was at an elite level, he was rebuttaling, and they both had everything like wit, punchline, angles, rebuttals, freestyles, personals, crowd interaction, crowd control. It's just Roan probably did every single thing that Sharon was doing at just a little higher of a level. And the fact that he has been gone for 2 years, looking so polished, looking like he just battled last week, we're like, oh, I mean, Real Deal called it the best return since Lux.
yeah, no.
I mean,
Rowan
it's an
gets he has
argument.
like some showmanship, some real showmanship,
Argument
and
for that.
he's in a
I would
different
say the
bag
best
too.
return was Misfit though. Like you come back and
Nah,
embody somebody like that. That's
I
crazy.
agree. I agree. Misfit definitely had the best return. Roan's return. If you made a top 6 list of like returns in battle rap, I'll put Roan maybe 6 or
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah, yeah.
5.
That's a fact. But I just don't think it's everything that you said at that battle encompassed. I don't think you can't say the same thing for A Ward and Ilmac, and you got it like 4 slots ahead.
Well, I felt like Ilmac was in control the entire match, and that third round rebuttal is what makes the battle so special because when we can't really point to a time we've seen A-War look so flustered. Like you have the Soros in the crowd heckling him, the crowd is like
Yo.
getting at him, and I've never seen A-War really look frustrated. And under the most pressure, he delivered one of the best rebuttals this year. I agree with you; it's a top 5 rebuttal this year, and it's almost a
Prince.
rebuttal. It's a rebuttal that like had the entire room say, "All right, we can stop hating on A-War now. That's it." Like,
But
you know what I mean?
that's why that battle
Prince,
might should
that
hold on,
alone.
real quick. That's why
Go
that
ahead.
battle should get raised because like you're obviously like it's blatant that you have to win this crowd over. Like it's blatant. It reminds me of a lot of remember Hitman versus Cortez. They were not trying to like Hitman, but he was just so undeniably likable that he just won. He just took the crowd even though like it was a whole bunch of NYB, New York, East Coast niggas there trying to root for
Yeah.
Cortez.
Ledge, you a boxing guy.
Of course.
Klitschko and Joshua. What made it so special was that there was a passing of the guard there, right? Like new generation, old generation. This is a legacy kind of fight. And Joshua was down like at one point of the fight, and he came back around and like really took control of and everybody in the crowd's like, oh well, this is the new guy we're gonna crown for our country.
Yeah.
And this is kind of what it was with A Ward and Ilmac. Even though you scored for Ilmac if you want to give him the battle, but A Ward did enough to get that respect where it's like, you know what, we're okay with you being the face of King of the Dot now, and that's what it felt like to me.
That's why I would probably put that much more ahead of Roan for Sharon. I feel like Sharon came in there with a game plan that we all were ready for, that we all knew was coming.
Mm.
He delivered it, but at the end of the day, the outcome was going to be the outcome because I think we all feel like Roan is a much better, just all around battle rapper than Sharon. At least
Yeah, I
everybody
also
I
feel
talked
like
to.
he's gotten that effect that you guys brought up about Wild and Out. I personally feel like his experience with Barstool and the things he named against Sharon that he's doing right now, it leads to him being that developed, that comfortable on stage. So
Well, even
it
outside of the ring, it's not like there's a far gap between each other. Barstool, Wilding Out, like they're successful
right.
outside of the ring too. So like, I don't know. I feel like people wanted to make the gap between Rowan and Sharon much bigger than it actually is. And I'm okay with you saying Rowan won every round, 3-0 edge, but it's not like Sharon was bad or he wasn't competitive. That's what we're not gonna do.
I find
He was
Sharon
competitive.
elite. Like I thought he was competitive against like Twerk and Nitty. Like, you've seen my thoughts, France, but I think Sharon is actually elite. So that's why it made my number one honorable mention.
I,
Enough to put it on the
I
page.
just don't feel like
But
Sharon's material was as even if let's say he was good in a losing effort and so was A Ward. I don't think any of his rounds in the losing effort was better than any of A Ward's rounds. If we're doing it,
Mm,
if we have to split
mm.
hairs,
Well, I
that's
mean, listen, A Ward is saved by a rebuttal. He's literally saved by the bell. You take that rebuttal away, the battle look completely different. Believe it or not.
mm, mm.
um,
That's why I don't have it on my list. I felt like, but I will give Word this that you guys brought up. I felt like this was like the most gritty Word that I've ever seen, and it made my cousin fuck with him just off that one performance, just because Ward was being angry. So like you said, he was winning the crowd over, and he was getting
yeah,
passionate in that
I think
battle.
it was just a sense of
But
urgency. It was a he seen. I didn't think he was. Well, I had an interview with him prior to that match, maybe a week or two, and I was asking him was he prepared for that. He said he was, but I don't think you can't really simulate that until you like in the fire. And I think the realization happened right after the reception Ilmac got after his first round was done. It was like
I feel
okay,
like you guys are admitting all of this and agreeing with me, and then still having it on your list. It's like, why? I don't get it. Like,
because I feel like
we're
the
No,
all
no,
battle is a
no.
lot closer.
We're agreeing with you, but we're saying that it's significant enough for its reason to be on the list.
Yeah,
right,
and
right.
I feel like the things that we're bringing up makes it that much more clear to me why it should be on the list because
So even if there was a better back and forth, it still wouldn't weigh up to
but I
what
don't
all
think
this.
there's many better back and I really don't like I really think I think people are sleeping on A Ward's material because Ilmac was so like damn near flawless in that battle like to keep pace to keep to keep up with him would take something like Herculean. Like you would have to really super saiyan yourself into some other shit. And then we're talking like classic Av versus like Rum type of shit, and that's just really impossible to kind of meet those
Right.
expectations. So like, if you're not hitting at a 9.5, 10, but you're hitting at an 8, I'm not about to knock you for that.
I
So
think when you go back to talk about like Award's in a year or two from now, right? When you talk about Award's legacy or Award's career, you're gonna pinpoint the Ilmac battle, and then for
Yeah.
Ilmac, he's such a legend. You're gonna say, "Shit, 2019, almost 2 decades battling. Look where he's still at."
Right.
that's a
So
Right.
fact.
He's battling A-word. So,
it's a bat. It's a battle
so
you're
can
gonna
I
put him
ask
at.
you guys a question?
I think.
Um,
Before you ask the question, the important thing about these lists is that you kind of like make a time capsule of the year. So you put these lists out, you can reflect back on the year, like, yeah, that's what happened that year with this battle. You know what I'm saying? Like beyond just the content and I guess these back and forths.
That's a
bro,
fact.
France, that's exactly. I'm not sure if you heard it while you were listening before you jumped on, but I feel like that's exactly why I have Myers versus Myron. It's because for the first quarter of the year, like you said, it's like a time capsule. That was so talked about that I couldn't omit it. Like
Which one?
Danny versus
Yeah,
Mac
he has
Myron. Like for the
Danny
first
versus Mac
entire
on his.
quarter of the year, that battle was probably number one.
Well, it was talked about. I think because there wasn't that many data, there wasn't a lot of battles out yet. Like as the year progressed, I don't remember hearing as much about it.
Wow,
And
that
plus, that was Mac's best performance the entire year. If anything after that, we're like, where's that Mac
your
Myron?
friends literally said everything I said earlier. I'm
Ledge, you
Yeah,
get it,
that's
bro.
fair.
We
Yo,
get it.
for
We get it,
example,
bro. We get it. We
yo,
get
Kib is in the comments right
it.
now, and he was like, "Where's Danny versus Mac?" And so I feel like there's a handful of people who like they're like, "Okay, where's this battle?" I think
yo,
Danny versus Mac was better than Danny versus
yo.
Diggs. That's how I
I'm about to
feel.
just go ahead and join. Let's talk battle rap, bro, because we just got the same shit going.
You might as well.
But no, I feel him though. But because no, you know why? Because maybe like in the beginning when there was only like one event going on, I swear I was like, yo, Danny Myers versus Bankhead is an early battle of the year candidate. That shit was like, yeah, that's until like another event came and it was just like, yeah, nah,
That's
I'm
like
Yeah,
when
but
good.
you. It's like when you watch.
Smack Volume 4 came around, and it
It's
still was in the talks.
it's
It
like
wasn't until Gnome 9. But go ahead,
yeah,
France.
yeah. It's like watching. It's like if you're an NBA fan, you see a dunk in November, you're like, it's the dunk of the year. It's November.
Yeah, yeah. Now I will
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
when we was talking about events of the year, I feel like the reason Born Legacy, the one in Cleveland, is it harder for you to kind of paste together all these loosies that we get and then be like, oh yeah, this was one complete event? Because I was saying this on another little episode that if we really did that, something like a Black Ice Cold Case would get way more love. That's why I really think Black Ice Cartel should really start doing pay-per-views so people can really give them their flowers. Because, for instance, they had Vixen the Assassin versus Coffee Black, one rounder, one of the doper battles early in the year for the women. That it really kind of sparked the women early in the year. That battle happened
Mhm.
in
we had we
January.
had yeah we had Tim in the building for that battle, and he said it was fire.
Shout out to Tim the
Yeah, he
genius,
was
my
in the
guy.
building. He took a couple pictures.
Yeah, shout out to Tim the Gene. That was one of my favorite battles. Still holds weight. Like still got replay value. That was on there. The same card was Danny Myers versus Bankhead, and also a really dope three-way battle between Showstopper, Killer B, and Clean Paper. Like if you
And QP, yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah,
like
you
if you
ain't lying, bro.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see how you catch the realization. Like, wow, all that was on one card. Like if you put that in totality, it's a dope event, especially
I
for
wish,
the
I wish they cared about the events more than we did. I say that much
yeah.
because
Yeah, that's a fact. Because,
yeah,
Ledge, to be honest, you were the only one, like, you, including the league, you were the one promoting their events overall this year more than anybody, including the league. Like,
their Twitter
so.
page and their Instagram page did not have one flyer of the JC and Bankhead flyer. I had to get our verse tracker, and we had to promote it ourselves. And we're like, is anybody? Is this happening? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
wild.
if it wasn't for LTBR and you, Ledge, I wouldn't have known about a lot happening on the
Yeah. So
league.
my thing in 2019 is if I care more than the league, I'm not going to cover it.
No, you can't do that now, France. Like you, like because you're the go-to for people who are like not in the know of what's going on. Because a lot of
If the
people,
league,
Yo,
if I I get that. I can understand lack of promotion, but if you don't even post a flyer on your own social medias, that's extreme.
Yo, France, you took it personal when we were about to show up to what's it called? To Verbal Warzone.
Yeah, and that
Because
event started.
that was
That event
bad.
that
They didn't have an update or nothing. I
no
called
no
Shannon Danielle. Shout out to
that
her.
that event didn't start till 11, and they said it was going to start at 4. It started 7 hours later. I'm not working with that.
No, sir.
So let's project a little bit. 2020 is
Yeah.
here. We got royalty coming up. If you had to take a guess of any of those battles being something we talk about later in the year for battle of the year, what would be your guess? Friends, I'm gonna start with
Either
you.
either the 2-on-2 or Avin Twerk.
Mm. Oh yeah, I forgot Avin Torque is on there. That's kind of going to be the consensus answer. But I think Tori Doyle in chess can be something special if Tori gets into her Cuban bag. If she gets into
I
that,
think
if she
I
can.
think it could start. I think it could be the start of something special because they're like kind of a mirror match. And Chess has said he's like, I want to make her level up. So I want this to be like the performance that Geechee kind of gave Twerk. Geechee gave Chess, so that
Mm.
Chess could kind of like get to his like stride, and then hopefully we see Tori stay active, and then she like just keeps leveling up performance after performance because she's not the type to like battle in high volume, but
Yeah.
that's mainly because there's never any good opportunities. I feel like after this card, we'll see more activity with female battle rap.
Daisies, what you think is going to be what can possibly be a battle of the year candidate off that card?
Uh, I'm looking at. Well, you guys know me, so I'm gonna say some stupid shit. But I'm looking at the PG card more so than that.
Okay,
I
go
think
ahead.
I think
Just to let you know, Jack
for
Boy Main
me,
and True Foe is not going down. That's the
no,
update.
right, yeah.
Okay.
For me personally, I really like Easy the Block Captain, but that's me. So
No,
I know he
no,
doesn't
he's
like fit
dope. I
everybody's
think he's
taste.
dope.
So
I think
him
he's
versus
dope.
DG to Peralta might be a crazy battle. That's how and Truth versus TY too. Truth has some real potential, and TY's already seasoned. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those.
Okay, I see you still trying to be Ty manager. I see it. All right, but
I need to see more from Ty. He looks rejuvenated, but I remember once upon a time he was here, he was out, and then things happen. So I need to see
And
just a
then
little more from him.
all right,
and then
all
Jerry
right.
West spit
Let
the
me.
tea
I'm
out.
glad. I'm glad I got somebody like Friends on here. So when do you guys stop saying I need to see a little bit more? After how many battles are consistent like fire? Because I feel like people were still doing that with Chess up until the Arsenal battle. After he gave us like 6 of them things. You know what I'm saying? So at what
I think it
point?
just I think it depends on who's the battler. Like if the battler's never had a plot of inconsistency and I'm seeing him incline, I'm not gonna question him. I look forward to what he's bringing. But if I see a battler that's had his like rough patches, has been inactive, has a moment where he's active, then he goes ghost, or his resume isn't really equipped to like be isn't equipped to like help him propel to that next level of like being competitive. Like if I don't see him taking the leap from what he's doing, I need to see more from him.
So after this battle versus Truth, you couple that with what he did against Jay Kruger, then you good?
Yeah, NJ Murder too. Shouts to iBattle. Yeah, if this truth battle is dope, then I'll be like, okay, well now it's time to let's put him on a Born Legacy.
That's exactly what I told him. That's exactly what I told him. If he doesn't even have to leave with a body or anything like that, just a good performance through and through, yeah, he needs to be on the stage. I think.
All right,
Doesn't have to be like a big stage or nothing, but yeah, Born Legacy's perfect.
Yeah, he's still trying to be his manager. That's what I told him. Oh, you told him personally?
I did. I honestly told him that,
All
bro. I said
right.
if you leave with a body, you might be onto something. Because I feel like he's one of the more seasoned battlers that hasn't. He's just kind of in limbo and like.
Season's a strong word to describe Ty. He's not seasoned yet.
See,
He's
yeah, but I mean, compared to like
he's
his.
experienced. He's not
Yeah.
seasoned.
Yeah, yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, I think he showed versus Kruger that he might be ready for something else. So that's why I'm looking forward to him versus Truth. Let's see what comes of it.
I got Truth winning that for some reason. I
Truth
don't.
is dangerous, bro. Yeah, Truth has like charisma, like
Yeah.
punches on the
Truth,
floor. That's
my
dope.
problem with Truth is he was only good when he wants to be good. So like I need to see him actually like want to flip the switch. You know what I'm saying?
He better.
I've
I
seen.
think he will. I think he's
Yeah,
forcing
yeah.
himself. I think sometimes like these guys who promo, like they put a lot. They do that and bring attention on themselves to like force themselves to level up. I don't think he's if he's doing all this promotion, and he comes lackluster. That'd be kind of ass. But like he like that promo shit with the trailer with the Beasley voice, like
It
just
was funny. It's
it was
hilarious.
great. Like we need more of that. So I think he ain't coming to play around. So we'll see, man. I'm looking
Yo,
forward to that.
I got one more question for you, Ledge, regarding your list.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because France put it at honorable mention, or I guess number 12. But why wouldn't Av versus Ill Will be top 10 caliber for you?
It's not that it wouldn't. It was splitting hairs between. That's like the 11th battle on my list. Like
So,
it's between that and Real Deal and Chilla Part 2.
Yeah,
right,
he
okay.
said earlier. He said earlier if he had to, he would swap
Yeah,
Figma
if I
for
had to, I
Avenue.
probably would swap it in hindsight.
Okay, okay. So France, so both of you would say that Word versus Mac is definitely better than that battle.
Are we
But
still on Ward and Mac?
you're right. Better.
I just want to, yeah. I just want to know, like, is it really that much better than Av versus Ill Will, or would you guys say they're on par, but there's like a difference in, I don't know.
Is Chaos and Kruger better than Mac and Ward? I'm confused.
Okay, yeah, I guess, yeah, stalemate because yeah,
Yeah,
I think it is. I think it is.
yeah. I
Oh
mean,
my
yeah.
goodness.
You
Yeah,
got Bangs and Chef Trez on your list. Like I can't even like.
Listen,
that shit is fire.
I was in the room for Bangs and Chef Trez. It was incredible for it being a freestyle battle, but again, with freestyle battles, do the content hold up? You're loving it for what's happening in the moment, but like,
Yeah,
if you're gonna make your list off content, a freestyle battle is probably not gonna make your list.
yeah, man. Like
Right, but I threw it in there because it's a freestyle battle. Like I don't know. I
But
freestyle every
then,
day. Like I'm
but then you throw off the trajectory of what your categories and your list means.
No, yeah, you're right. That's why I didn't even put numbers on it because I knew it
No,
was just
yeah,
gonna look crazy.
no, yeah, you're right.
You're right. You're right. I mean, because like I said, I don't think that battle makes anybody else's list like at all.
I mean, you can argue it for sure. Like it's a special thing. You're not gonna get a freestyle battle in
no, you
2019.
can't argue this. It shouldn't be on top
You
10 lists. Like because it.
come on, man. It
No, no,
wasn't
no,
it.
no.
I
Lex,
battles battle of the year too.
if you make a no, it wasn't. It was Dungeon.
Donald Sean versus Real Sick.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
that's what Lex has. He
or
has
Dungeon
Donald Sean versus Real Sick.
or Dungeon Mike P. I think it was. But
Yeah, that was good.
if
That
you
was
make a
good.
list of like most versatile battles or like things that stand out, whatever, like yeah, or unique, yeah, you'll have a Chef President Bangs
Oh yeah,
for
like a
its reason.
specialty list. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like so it'll make it for that.
the
But
no,
if you
just
make a list saying material back and forth, and even back and forth, what round did Bang win?
that's what I told.
That's that's what Ledge was
That's
saying. But the
You
way,
have a lot of 30s on your list. And you're talking about back and forths. I don't get it.
yeah. It's
hey, you guys do too. That's not fair. Hold on, wait. If I got 30s, y'all do too. It's just that it's not the way that you guys see it. So whereas I see Surf and Pat Stay as 30s,
Oh God.
yeah.
you guys have those same battles, but I have different reasoning. But to be fair, like I said, Banks versus Trez, it's a high.
It's a
preference
personal
for
battle.
me.
You love freestyle, so
Yeah.
therefore you moved it up the same way. Like I guess his reason is the same reasoning for France talking about like it holds a different weight when you're in the building. Like that's it. That give him a mulligan. That's his in the building narrative. Like that's his.
Right.
I love
I
freestyles
mean,
to death. I freestyle all the time, so this battle holds much more weight to me. So I get it. I get
yeah,
it.
man, that shit was crazy.
I get it. It'll
I
never.
can't call a winner. That's my thing. Y'all
Yeah,
called it
the
winner in
winner is
that
Chef
battle.
Trez 3-0.
Y'all ass.
That's the winner. But yo, I'm gonna close this thing out, man. I want to thank everybody for in the chat. See, Tim the Genius was in there. My man DME Detroit, Visual. Dutch came through in the building. What up to Dutch? Cola from the press conference. Stevie Gambino, Shannon the Shoe, and everybody in between. Thanks for joining us. Also want to thank Nico from Nico TV, Voice of the West. He was in here briefly. De Jesus, my man. Shout out to you. What's your Twitter handle for those who don't know?
Most Jesus.
That
So
name
yeah.
is that name is terrible. All right, but it's
What?
His name
Yo,
was
good
Yo, I
night,
can't.
y'all.
my man.
They took De Jesus, but all right.
Yeah, France from Let's Talk Battle Rap, my brother. Thanks for joining me, man. We got to chop it up again, man. I got a lot of things to discuss with your whole staff over there, man. That's that's definitely something we got to do. So yeah, man. France from Let's Talk Battle Rap was in here, and yeah, that's about it, man. I'm gonna say thanks to everybody for tuning in. Shop at 420 Brand Clothing at 420brandclothing.com. I will be back with predictions for royalty. Probably some more content, some more battle rap roundup with some of your favorite MCs. Tag them and at them and tell them to be a part of the show. I don't have that type of pool. The fans and the supporters are the power of this show. So it's generated by y'all. So y'all get the name out there and then we can make that happen. All right. 420brandclothing.com. And as always, keep it battle rap.